Hello and welcome back to the Finishing Line podcast, and all four of us are here. It's been a while.
I haven't seen you in... I've seen this one.
You've seen me. We're here for the usual...
Oh, that's me.
Can we get that in full screen?
You can, man. You want that
Please.
full screen? I'll put that full screen for you. There you go.
Yeah, that's better. We're here for the usual Cheltenham Festival Preview, all 4 days. We'll try and have it wrapped up in 2 hours or so. Ooh, Tom got a haircut. Nice. Looking very well. I lost my train of thought there. That's pretty much normal.
From my haircut.
Yeah, Tom is after blinding me there, to be honest. We'll try and wrap it up in 2 hours, all 4 days, the main races, some handicap selections.
But the races are ours.
Naps, next best. Andrew didn't tell me the schedule of what
How long are we doing this?
we're doing.
How long are we doing this?
So
5-6 years?
we're just going to wing it.
Has it ever changed?
We're just going to wing it.
Has it ever changed?
The main races, handicaps, naps, next best.
Lays.
Lays, not the crisps. Before we start, if you're new here, please like and subscribe. If you come here a lot and you don't like and subscribe, please like and subscribe and do that as well. Before we start, Andrew, how are you doing?
Sure, I'm fantastic, Dave. I can't wait till Tuesday. It's kind of a bummer we're not going to Spain now, but Alfisa has to be.
Yeah, look, I haven't been on the podcast. I've been suffering with a few health issues, so we were supposed to be going to Spain. Had to abandon that, but look, we'll be watching Cheltenham either way anyway. We'll still be having fun.
Loads of winners.
Yep. Sean, how you doing? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, Dave. Good to have you back. I'm sure there'll be turmoil throughout the show. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, look, finished up college today, so it's all Cheltenham next week. The Moyne College education's on the back foot for a week. Good. You've had a few cuts in your anti-post selections, Sean, but we'll get there along the way. You've had a few bad. I've had 2 or 3 digs in the last 2 weeks, and anyways, I can say that.
You've had a couple now. Tom, despite the haircut looking great and all, how you doing?
Jesus, I thought you liked the haircut.
That was a backhand.
No, I like it.
It's a bit like yours. There's not a lot.
Thomas training
Thomas
for the marathon, and he's doing exceptionally well.
Thomas here at 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, this might be a good time to launch that. I was going to launch my fundraising with 50 days to go, but yeah, for not many people know because I've only told friends and family. But yeah, I'm running the London Marathon this year, which is a proper bucket list item for me. 52 days to go today, I believe. So yeah, we're getting into that long range mileage now. So looking forward to that and looking forward to Cheltenham next week.
And he very much is running because I see him running out in Tremor yesterday.
Was he?
He was. And he ran in South Africa and he was on holidays.
Away from the lines.
So he's flying. And Tom
It's always
was here
good
this
when
morning
people
at 8
come to
o'clock
chase
and was discussing the selection, and me and Andrew tried to lie to him to make him not embarrass himself, but he's going to go ahead with it.
You're dickheads.
He's going to go.
You. All I'm saying is thank God for Rachel Blackmore, because I was watching something on the way home this evening and she was on it and she put that horse up as her charity bet. So if it wasn't for Rachel Blackmore, No, we'll get to it. But these 2 idiots there in the gym this morning, he's not running. He's going to injury.
Anyway. Yeah, as Sean said, the gloves are going to be off. We can say what we want. We don't have to be sponsored or anything by anybody, so this could be mad.
Whoa. If anybody wants to sponsor, I'm not off of it. I'm all for it.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying right now.
Right now you can do what you want.
This is a good book, by the way.
It's because I'm in it.
Andrew just gave it to me. I like it. Lots of stats.
Yeah.
I'm a stats man. Very good book.
I have a couple for you, Dave. I have a couple for you.
Paul Ferguson, guest authors, Rory Delargy, Don McLean, Jodie Standings, Jess Stafford, Sam Turner. Good book.
Don't mention me anyway.
I
Andrew's
would
in there.
not have had that as up your street, Dave, to be honest.
I said to him, I have about 3 or 4 of these in the house. I'll take that one.
Yeah, that's my kind of cup of tea now. Sean, what were you saying to me?
I have a couple of stats for you out of that book tonight, so you'll be...
I like it. Right, we'll belt away. First day, Cheltenham Preview, Supreme Novices. Andrew's going to get the betting up here, but we kind of in or around know the field at the moment. And some of these races will be faster than others. The ones where there's odds-on shots, I mean, we kind of know the story. We'll belt through, but some of them will take a little bit more discussion than others. Quebec to board 5-6, Romeo Coolio 5-1, Salvador Mundi 7-1, Work Ahead 11-1, William Funny Money 12-1, and then 14-1 Bar. I think it kind of the top of the market should be taking this, but we'll leave Andrew take this first.
I agree with you. I've liked Work Ahead. I liked how his form is working out, but I think what Kopek the board did at the DRF was a performance that set down that this fella could be a future star in the making. Look, his first, obviously, hurdle start was marred with mistakes, but the change of jockey, change of day, made a big difference. Look, Patrick's a decent enough jockey, but the difference between him and Paul Townend on a horse like chalk and cheese. I think it was a big help to have Paul on his back. But if we go back and watch that race, he's just stamped of absolute class. Romeo Coolio as well is one that's going under the radar. I think he'll definitely be placed. Salvador Mundi's a horse that can have it. I think he'll get buzzed up too much. It's not much. His form as well is not great. As I touched on Work Ahead, he beat William Money by 7 lengths at Leopardstown at Christmas time. I think what's the Gavin Cromwell's fella that went chasing, he's at the win too since he was in fourth. Form's working out. I think himself, Romeo Coolio, Work Ahead will be the 1, 2, 3, but Kopek, the Bourse, I would be shocked if he's beaten. I know it's not great starting odds on shot, but he's very, very good.
Sean?
Yeah, no, look, it's not great starting with an odds on shot, but you can't get away from him. I think if you are backing him, I'd say wait for the day. There's no chance. I don't think there's a chance he goes off odds on. The bookies have 27 races after this to get it back. I'd say you'd be getting 11 to 10 on the day. Look, you only have to look at him. He's a horse that didn't come from a French background, didn't come from a point-to-point background, and has done it all on the track. In 3 runs, he's gone from a bumper win, a maiden hurdle win to win the Grade 1. And we stood there at the DRF that day, and it was something special. I think he is a very special novice, and because of his first performance, the first day he was crabbed. And look, you look at that form, Cowabunga, he went out and beat William Money the next day. He was going on to win a listed race by 15 lengths. The cocktail diving, I know Henry's form, it wasn't great at the time, but he was well beaten, and he's gone up and hosed up. So the Cowabunga line form through Kopek, the board tells you all you need to know. And what he done at the Dublin Race Festival, I thought was very special. People talking about 20 runner field here, I don't see it. I think the field will cut up to 12, 13 runners. Willie will probably have 4 in it. And I just think it's as simple as Paul will line them up. And I don't know if he was keen or just way too good for them the last day. I know he travelled, but I think after 3 he sort of dropped a bit and he just wanted to go quicker. He was a different class to them, in my opinion. And I think Paul lined them up 2 or 3 wide here, gives him a good look at the first. That's 80 up in the van. And I think he's a superstar. Look, you just need to look at his rating. He's 157 rated. Horses that come in here were ranked at 150, at 150 plus at 8 from 11 in the last. So it tells you all you need to know. He's top quality. He's nearly a 160 horse, and I think he'll take all the beating in the world here.
Uh-oh.
You hear me?
Just a sharp intake of breath on Andrew there, I think. I don't know if Andrew's watching the 7 o'clock at Newcastle replay or why he's out here, but
I don't know what Andrew,
it was a 7 o'clock replay. You're right.
I don't know what Andrew fucking did there.
I didn't do anything. I told you.
It just stopped.
It's sometimes the internet down here doesn't play ball, so this is all new.
Sean, Kopek the board. Yes.
Did you not hear me?
Yeah, we did. It's 160 horse, and he's going to win.
So Thomas next time.
Tom.
As the last comment says, what the fuck is happening?
No.
Yeah, look, this is a race for me. Kopek the Boar was very, very, very good at Leopardstown, wasn't he? I think we all said we'd seen a superstar that day when we left the track, and he absolutely bolted up. Only concerns about him, right, are one, I think he's quite buzzy. I think he's been keen enough now a couple of times. Whether the occasion gets to him, we're yet to know. That worries me a little bit. The other one is this: the stat for this race is Willie has had 6 beaten favourites in the last 10 years, which is a fairly alarming stat. And I'm not saying this lad's going to go and get beat, but it's just enough to put me off backing him at odds on. I see he's actually a shade of 2.06 on the exchange, so maybe he's drifting slightly. I know there's talk of the whole Turners thing, but I think that's gone now, isn't it? He's not even in that race now. Tomorrow.
Yeah, he's not in it anymore.
Yeah. So that's interesting enough that he's drifted out a little bit there to 2.06. But anyway, look, my angle into this.
I thought the bookies will stand them up. Do you think you're guaranteed to get even money? I thought you would be.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see it on the exchange already. I'm sure you're going to get all your specials and whatever. And that leads me into you're going to get. I think there's going to be a relatively big field here. Maybe not 20 runners, but I think you're going to get 5-6 places. So I want to back something each way. Salvador Mundi is another one. He was the next superstar 58 days ago, wasn't he? And look, he's 7-1 now. He was into stupid prices for the Supreme. He could get buzzed up. Romeo Coolio, I just don't. He was impressive at Leopardstown, but I don't think that form's worked out as well as it could have. And that leaves me on Work Ahead. I think each way places, I'd be very, very keen on him. I think he's very straightforward. I thought in a race where Salvador Mundi's not going to want to lead, Kopek de Boer's not going to want to lead, I thought Work Ahead could just jump out, go a good gallop. I'd say he's a horse that will stay further in time. And yeah, I thought he was a cracking bet each way. His form of the last day has worked out. William Money came out and won a listed race. Jacob's Ladder came out and won a Grade 3. Sprint de la Mer has gone chasing, admittedly, but he's won 2 chases and run to decent marks. So I think the form is solid. There's a theme here which you're going to hear me rattling on about for the rest of the night is how Henry has kept horses fresh for this week. I haven't seen it done to this extent before. But there's
I
a
made
whole
that
heap
about a 1 to 100 shot that Tom was going to say that tonight.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I'm going to mention every Willie Mullins horse.
Yeah, this is going to be, you're going to get a split down the camp of Sean and Willie Mullins and Tom in the Henry camp. I'm going to make no apologies for it, lads. I was going for these races over the last week or so, and it just became very obvious that there's been a plan there in Knockeen that they've kept these fresh. There's a whole heap of them haven't run since Christmas, so or before. So I'm very, very keen on Work Ahead each way at those prices.
Okay. I'll try and keep it short and sweet. I think the first 3 will be Kopek, Romeo Coolio, and William Funny Money. Kopek will win. I definitely think William Money is a better horse than Work Ahead. He didn't know how to race when they raced each other earlier in the year. The thing is, he probably needs the ground to be a little bit softer, I'd say. But I think he's the each way bet. I understand where Tom's coming from with Henry. Henry will have a winner, but it won't be in the Supreme, I don't think.
How's it going to turn out?
You won it last year.
Not a problem. We'll have a match bet on Tuesday.
I was going to say, Dave, there's going to be match bets tonight. Let's kick it off. Work Ahead against William Money.
Yeah, I take that, Tom. No problem. 1 point and 1 point. So
you better get a pen and paper out because it's going to be at least 20.
I'm going to keep a track of mine because I'll forget.
Work Ahead. Andrew and Tom, if you're new here, are just going to talk about the Henry horses until we fall down.
I'm making no apologies. He's going to have a good week.
Now,
it's just as well Joe Tiz doesn't have many runners. Is that right, David?
He has one. Now, Kopek's going to win, and I'm sure for a lot of people, it really needs to win to start the festival off right for punters. Now, what I was going to say was, I timed that. That took 8 minutes.
That's good.
No.
That wasn't good.
We're not going to be 8 minutes. We don't want to talk about every fucking Tom, Dick, Harry, and Rag in the race. Let's keep the viewers interested. Let's go now.
I was going to say something.
Final selection, Tom.
How do you keep the missus happy?
And then you go for a final selection after we've all just tipped the horse in the race. For fuck's sake.
There's 30 seconds you're wasting here.
Final
David.
selection, Tom.
Work ahead each way.
He's going to lose.
Kopek the Zoom.
Sean.
Work ahead will be second.
Yeah, Kopek the board. I think he'd be the superstar novice of the week.
Kopek the board. On to the Arkle. Masbur's in here at 8-13. Lou the Sud 9-2. Django Bay 8-1. Only by night probably going to go to the Mayors 14s. Touch Me Not 16s. 18-1 bar. Short and sweet for me. I think there's 2 certs this week. Masbur's one. Galopin's the other. I think Masbur will win, barring an accident. I actually like Lou the Sud, but he's surely not good enough to beat Masbur. Don't get the Django Bay thing at all. He's a moose.
Yeah.
A fucking moose with a capital M. Masbur.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Yeah, big match. Can't see him being beaten. People going on about the stats of the 5-year-olds and this. Name me the last 5-year-old that had the Tampa Masbur. Name the last Arkle that was as bad as this that had 5-year-old as an odds-on favourite. He's so much more improvement to come. His jumping can improve a bit more, and if it does, God bless the rest of them because they won't lay a glove him. To me, I think it's going to be the 1-2 from the DRF. Masbur will win. Touch Me Not will follow him home.
Tom.
Yeah, short and sweet. This was a race for the favourites. 8 winners from the last 10 runnings have been won by favourites, and I think Big Madge, he didn't jump very well, did he, the last day? But once he can do that a little bit better, which I'm full sure he can, I think he'd take a word of beat.
Sean. Sorry, I was laughing at a comment. Sean.
Yeah, look, I don't see how you get a marriage. As Andrew touched on, the 5-year-old stat is the only thing. Those 0 up in 16 since 2007, but Andrew made the point. He made them are this good and gone at this level. Look, I just think you look at Loud of Sudden, that line through Touch Me Not, like he was made to work, and Touch Me Not had to get a fence rebuilt at Sandown that last day because he just headbutted the thing and went out through it, and you shouldn't be able to get anywhere near the horse after doing that. And look, Mark could have picked him up on his back and carried him around. I think I actually found it interesting seeing the stat about the DRF. His jumping was better than the first day. He got an unbelievable rank for his jumping around Leopardstown. I know that the eye probably didn't look great. He looked like he made a few mistakes, but he's slick, fast, and he's out through them. That's exactly what you need. I think the only worry was him going left-handed. He goes left-handed around here. I just hope that when he can't move left, that he can get out, get his feet over, and he doesn't panic. But barring a fall, I think he takes some beating. The Django Bay, I don't get. Handstands is, we seen last season, he stepped up to the festival after running against English horses. He was nowhere near it. I don't get the Django Bay at all myself. I think Marsh will be kept simple. He'll be out in front. They won't be able to get near him.
Very good. No need to revisit that before for Masborough. On to the next race on Tuesday, the Mayor's Hurdle, and kind of reshaped today with, it looks like Lossiemouth's going to run here now. Judging by Betfair, the machine, as they say. And Lossie is in here now, odds on 4-6, 8-13. Jade the Grugy 5-2, Golden Ace 6-1, July Flower 7-1, Joyous is being supplemented 7-1, Cargis is supposed to run here 12-1, Caliconti 12-1, and 14-1 Bar. Tom, Lossiemouth?
Yeah, look, I don't know if to touch on it now or the Champion Hurdle, but I'm gutted. She would have been my pick for the Champion Hurdle. But yeah, look, if she turns up here, I think she's probably the best even money shot of the week. If you can back her here. I mean, I know it's factored in that she might not go, but it looks almost nailed on certainty that she's going to go here now. You can back her or Kovac the board the same price. I definitely rather back her. I think if she turns up, she's an absolute steering job, and I feel sorry for Connection. I just feel they're going to be stood there afterwards. Do you remember the day the Vautour won the Ryanair and they stood there with their jaws on the floor because they just realised they'd let a Gold Cup go? I think the same's going to happen. Do you remember the day the Vautour won the Ryanair and they stood there with their jaws on the floor because they just realised they'd let a Gold Cup go? Are you literally watching another fucking podcast? Are we that boring that you've literally stuck on another podcast?
No, he's listening to you.
You froze, so it's like
you froze.
I was like, oh my god, what's he saying? So I tried to listen to you. You're froze in front of him, so you're not on this. It's his fault.
It's not.
It's his fault.
Look,
get a better building.
Fuck off.
Look, my each way play, by the way, guys, and who I fancy without Lossiemouth is July Flower. She's very good form in France.
Shock.
She's very. It's true though. She's got a hell of a chance. Again,
3
she's not-
races in, ladies and gentlemen, 2 Henry horses. It's
She
going to
comes
fucking
into
keep
it-
going.
She comes into it fresh. She beat what Sean said was the best handicapped horse in the world, Carter Conti. Oh no, that was Dice Enos. I think her form's very, very good, and I think she's a solid each way bet. But I think Lossie will beat all of these.
Andrew?
Look, if Flossie turns off, she carries these, she battles them, and everything else to go with it. Look, it's looking like the Mullins treble for the first 3 of the 4 races. Look, piss taken aside, I do agree with Tom. I think July Flower is the each way bet, and it's Golden Ace. For all known arguments, she doesn't really stay this trip. Truly, Jade Grugy, you're taking the chance that this race is not after coming quick enough. I was in 19 days. It'll be something like that or 13 or something like that from when she last run at Punchestown. But look, it really does depend on where Lossie Milk goes. But vibes are she's going here. If she comes here, she will take the absolute world of beating. She runs here, Lossie Milk. If not, probably July Flower each way.
Yeah, look, I love Lossie Milk. I would like to see her in a champion hurdle, but I don't think she would have won. So there's people giving out that are going here, but look, it is what it is. If she
didn't fall at the DRS, she won champion.
I think the fall wasn't ideal. I think she'll win if she turns up, and 2 each way are Calaconti. I think she probably has better in her than she's shown this season. And the Henry Daly horse, why not? She's okay to a level, but she'll probably lead and be the pace angle, so she might stay up here. And there was a few wild ones fill the places last year at big prices, so why not each way?
Why not?
Calaconti each way, but Lossie Milk will win. And Sean?
Yeah, Dave, there's 2 shorties this week, and this is one of them. I've been the last 24 hours I've been punting the jocks off this Lossie Milk. I just think she's gonna be different gravy in this. You heard last night Richie Rich saying that if Paul didn't ride, he was going to ride Stateman. Then Patrick Mullen said that they wouldn't be happy, and I just think she's a Merlin here that's coming in with a rating of 160. The next thing is Jade DeGruge at 151. She's £9 to find her, and I don't think Jade DeGruge had the idea. Perhaps she was out injured, came back at Punchestown, and is now backing up here only 2 or 3 weeks later. I don't like that approach at all. And outside of that, I think she'll pump them. Like Golden Ace the last day had a growler, I think, beating Bordet Road. I wouldn't be surprised if she bombed out. July Flower, Cala, Conti, Joy Use. I have them all in around the same. I don't think much will be splitting them. They're different levels, the Lottie Mouth, like they're more below, in my opinion. I think Cala County is a good shout each way, but if Danny Gilligan could get that ride back at Leopardstown, I'd say he'd take it, because he set up on a pace with Jatara and the other horse. They went way too quick. Laura Joy went out the back of the telly. Jatara went back miles. Cala Conti was the only one that managed to hang in, and she had to give July for £5 that day, racing off levels here. I see she's still in around 12 to 1. I couldn't put anyone off her each way, Cala Conti, but Lossie Mouth is one of the shorties of the week there. I've absolutely smashed up. I think she's a good thing in this.
Rich Ritchie's 3 winners of the Mayor's Hurdle. Who are they?
Mayor's Hurdle. Vroom Vroom Mag.
Yeah.
Lemony.
Annie Power.
No, Annie Bird didn't win it.
Benny.
Yeah.
Lemmy.
Flossie.
Yep. Very good. On we go to
So
the...
happy with that book.
Yeah, it's very good. I like this book. On we go to the main race of Tuesday, the Champion Hurdle.
Go on, get it out. It's been vexing you for the last 2 days. Get it out. Say the fucking
But see, the issue I have is Tom is the English one. Sean's not. But Sean's acting like an English fucking football supporter. Constantly going on about the World Cup, because that's what they're like with Con Hill. It's the same difference.
Yeah.
It's coming home. It's
Yeah,
coming.
literally.
Oh, man's coming home.
He's coming.
I've heard this. I've heard mad things this week. One of them was weight. Weight doesn't even matter. Weight doesn't matter in horse races anymore, because when Con Hill can carry any weight and beat any horse, I heard he can give horses £20 and wait. So he's going to run to 195 maybe.
It's going to be interesting.
That wouldn't shock me now, to be honest.
I've heard Sean say earlier in the year he can run to 70% to still win, so he's going to run fucking 130.
120. 128. Something like that.
And if I see that video, he fucking nickies of him schooling. And then the second hurdle, he goes violently to the left on the second hurdle. But nobody cares about that.
No,
Like,
they edited that out in the end. That's not there.
violently left.
You see Brighterdaysahead one?
Oh.
Gun barrel straight.
Anyway, Conhill, very good hurdler. Most likely winner. 4-6. Brighterdaysahead, 9-4. Lost him out. Maybe he won't run now. 11-2. State Man,
No.
8-1. Bartlett Road, 33s. Golden Ace probably won't run 50s. Winter Fog, Kingsfield, both 100s. King, very hard to say. King of Kingsfield in to be the pacemaker. Yeah. Apparently, he's going to be the pacemaker for Constitution Hill as well now.
Oh, yeah. And so is Brighterdaysahead, apparently. 2 pacemakers to have for.
Anyway,
Somebody tipped up Golden Ace, by the way, for this.
somebody tipped up Golden Ace. I can't wait for this race.
What's wrong with people?
When I first got into racing, the Champion Hurdle was always my favourite race at Cheltenham. Always. In the last maybe 8 to 10 years, it's been uncompetitive. Honeysuckle won uncompetitive Champion Hurdles. Conhill's Champion Hurdle was pretty... Conhill's Champion Hurdle was pretty much uncompetitive.
Correct.
Epiton's Champion Hurdle was poor and uncompetitive. This is fantastic. The racing itself, the fact that the mayor is going for it, makes it exciting. Well, I think it's exciting. State Man is what he is. He's not at Conhill's level, but he's there. Brighterdaysahead is there. She's young. She's up and coming. What she did at Leopardstown, brilliant. And Conhill is very good, naturally. I hope the mayor wins. Conhill is most likely winner. He's the best rating, can run to the best rating, but we shall see. But he ain't giving horses £30 to winning. He's not a fucking swan that can fly, Andrew.
Swan?
Yeah, the big white.
I know what a fucking swan is.
Is he more like a signet, Dave? The can't fly.
Oh, you what?
The golden signet.
Is he more like a signet? Just
No,
waiting to fly.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, he's very ugly, so he's more like a signature, right? Them fucking things are not nice looking.
What do they look like?
They're the baby swans. They don't look nice.
Yeah.
They're all fucking
ducklings.
grey and yeah. He's an ugly horse. Good horse, but an ugly horse. Andrew.
I'm just waiting for the day, and I hope next week at about what time is this on? 4 o'clock.
Someone in the comments said
Swan fucking cut across me.
Sorry, someone in the comments said swans can't fly. They can fucking fly like. Swans fly like. Go on.
I was going to say something fairly stupid there. I was going to say, sure, you've not ever seen Mighty Ducks.
Everyone underneath the comments. Yes, they can.
Oh God.
Oh, that's geese. Is the next fucking comment. Go on, Andrew. Fucking hell.
I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh yeah,
Andrew, be quick on your selection though. We need to speed this up. Yeah, just remember that. That's what
exactly.
Dave
Tom says the fucking fella. I famously said that Constitution Hill was the biggest day in the Cheltenham Festival. What was that? 3 years ago.
Yep.
And I think I will get to use that clip at 4:10 on Tuesday. Because I think Brighterdaysahead's going to win. 6-year-old on the improvement. What she done at Leopardstown was phenomenal. Look, I've been against Constitution Hill since the day he was born. I'm not going to change the tune now.
Since the day he was born.
Barry Gertie told me he had this thing, and I went up and looked and went, oh my God, what's that joke? So, yeah, look, Brighterdaysahead, she's a fantastic mare. She's on the way up. He's not going to get any better. He's plateauing. He's plateauing at a very high fucking level now, let's say that. He's not going to get any better, is he?
Fuck, I know. He could be.
He could be. Look, on his last 2 runs, well, his second run this season was more or less a racecourse gallop. It was a schooling session. If he runs to the level he did at Kempton, he's very beatable. Very, very beatable. But if he runs to the level he ran 2 years ago, he'll probably win. But I think she's a mare on the up. If she can replicate what she did at Leopardstown, very hard for him to give her £7. There's not much between them in ratings. And she's a 6-year-old that can keep going forward, and I think she will win. I hope she will, because I just want to play that clip one more time.
Okay, we'll leave Sean till the end.
I
nearly fucking stabbed myself in the eye with this pen, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
Tom,
So I have health issues. It could come to fruition coming on the podcast.
we leave Sean till the end because I know he's a very big Con Hill fan. So, Tom.
Yeah, I'll take the emotion out of this and talk a bit of sense. So if you're strong either way here, you're guessing. Is basically it. Conman has come out and he has beaten. He's gone and beaten Lossie and Bartlett Road at Kempton. Right. I've said it a million times. I do not buy the excuses about Lossie that day. He's gone and beaten Bartlett Road 9 lengths. Bartlett Road has let down the form the next day. It was a fine, okay performance. There's no way in the world you can tell me that Nicky turned up there with Conman at 60% fit and took on Lossie. He takes him out at every opportunity to get. That horse must have been fairly straight that day, right? The next day, he's come out. He's beat Brentford Hope. Grand. He's won by 3 lengths. He then goes to Kempton. He does a piece of work. He beats a couple of 120 horses, niggled out by 4 lengths. And I don't care what you tell me. If you look at the horse behind, he's got his fucking ears pricked, head up in the air. He's not doing a fucking tap, right? You're guessing at how well that horse has gone, right? It's a bit like all the noise around him is a bit like Donald Trump. He'll tell you something, and people just believe it. It could be completely untrue, but because Donald Trump says it in the way he phrases it, like Michael Buckley, and I've nothing against Michael Buckley, he came out and said everybody loves content.
Can you say it in Donald Trump voice, please?
No, I can't do accents. I'm terrible.
I can't believe he's fucking liking Nicky Henderson to Donald Trump. Keep going, Tom. I like it. Keep going. Remember, this has gone wild now.
Please do it.
He goes and wins a gallop against a couple of donkeys by a few lengths, right? And Nicky says, God, that was frightening, wasn't it? No, it fucking wasn't frightening. Like, it just wasn't frightening. So I just can't have it. You're guessing with Con Hill. You're also guessing with Brighterdaysahead, because on the flip side to her form this year, she's gone and beaten she's had race fitness on her side when she's beaten State Man 3/4 of a length when he looked like he'd got the better of her at Punchestown. She's then gone to Leopardstown. She's had a pacemaker, and don't forget she's beaten Winter Fog by 30 lengths. Right, very very good performance. You take it on face value, very very good. State Man, I couldn't tell you if he ran to 110 there. Just hasn't been the same horse. Even then at the DRF, the two of them went off like the clappers, and he looked drunk coming up the straight. I think he's
worse than us on Saturday night.
Not quite as strong as me and Andrew on a Saturday night, no. But I just think he's miles below form. I couldn't tell you how good she is. This is why they should be running as Lossie Mouth here. Because she's known, proven form. Don't forget, Brighterdaysahead, when she beat State Man the first day, they turned around and said, no, we're going for the mares. Why are we going for the mares? Because there's another mare called Lossie Mouth around, and she's going for the champion hurdle. There's no talk of Con Hill. Lossie went and beat Tihupu when Tihupu was prime for that race at Fairyhouse. She wasn't right at Christmas. A load of Willies weren't running right at Christmas. And then she's gone and fallen, and I'll give her the benefit of the doubt that she saw the seagulls. I just think... I just think it makes sense to run her here. I'd be mad keen to take the two of them on at the top of the market. And that's... So in a roundabout way, I've no selection. But I promise you, I think you're guessing. If you're strong either way, you're guessing. But Lossie Mouth should be running here. And I don't care what they're saying either about the whole going to the mares and whatever and the reason for it. Whoever blinked first, whoever declared themselves for the champion hurdle first, the other one would have gone to the mares because it's a gimme. So.
That was 4 minutes of learning that Nicky Henderson is now Donald Trump. Very exciting. Sean, Con Hill, take it away.
Yeah, look, Con Hill, we'll talk the facts as Tom has rubbed over on most of them, to be honest with you, and I think he's given a good, honest analysis there. Look, Constitution Hill is 175 horse, and he's the best hurdler I've ever seen. I think on ability he's the best hurdler ever. I don't think you'll ever see again what he done in the Supreme and what he done the champion.
You can watch all of this to Brack on YouTube, Sean.
I know you can't. I don't think he'll get. I think he's the best we've ever seen, and I think he's a machine. But there's no hiding that. But he's come back this season, a year off after having colic and whatever else happened to him. He's come back at Kempton, and I think he's gone around, tanked around, fresh, pinged everything, pricked his 2 ears the last, and I think you can clearly see him taking a blow. He was going in against a Lossy Mouth who's had a run, a 160 mare, and for all the excuses that people say not back, he's beaten at the end of the day. Everything was in line for him to be beaten at Kempton, and he wasn't beaten. And I think that tells you the level. If he's not back at it, he's not far off it. He can't be far off it, I don't think. He's gone and had a school and public session around Cheltenham then the day after. And what other than I think was just a muscle flex, I think that was telling them, look, he's back, because I don't know why else you would have ran him. I don't see why. They haven't done it before. They've always kept him fresh, and they brought him out again. You look at Brighterdaysahead. She's a mark of 163 with £7. She's 170, so she's £5 to find to get up to his 175. I think that 163 could be inflated. Don't get me wrong. The last day at Leopardstown was unbelievable. The time was good. It was all set up for that. But I don't know. As Thomas touched on, State Man's rent and no race. You feel the Darties, winter fog down there. Like, I know you can't read form literally. Feels the Darties finished up the same distance virtually behind Stateman at Dublin Racing Festival. Like, I know you can't look at it like that straight, but like that's it. It's not much in there. And I don't think Stateman raised the gallop. And Tom said they went out that day at the DRF and he was 6 seconds quicker over the first couple of furlongs to the third or fourth hurdle. And like they went there at a rapid pace, and I couldn't tell you if he was going to fall in the hole or who was going better. They were both neck and neck, and couldn't split them. So I couldn't tell you if the real Stateman is back either. So I definitely couldn't be going anywhere near him. I know people might be looking and saying 8-9 to 1 for a former champion hurdler. I just couldn't be taking it myself. I don't know what way he is this season. And you're looking back, I think Constitution Hill is back, and you have a perfect training in this race for me. King of Kingsfield is going to go out and lead it. Brighterdaysahead is going to sit in behind, and Constitution Hill is going to track. One thing I've always said about Brighterdaysahead at jumping, I know she jumped fine the last day, but she has been able to throw in a bad one. Him on the girth, coming up to a hurdle, taking off outside the wings. I'd love to see what Brighterdaysahead does. Sometimes horses just go with the one beside them, and she'll end up on the deck if he ends up beside her, because he can take off outside the wings. But I think you're going to get a perfect lead in. You'll have the race. Either wins or he's pulled up, in my opinion, because it's either all going to fall apart and he stops, or else he's going to go the whole way through. I don't think he's going to fall into second place or anything like it. So you know where I stand. Constitution Hill in my book is the best ever. He bounces back here. I think he beats her.
How can you say that she'll end up on the deck when he's the one that's made 2 errors at that last flight?
Yeah, but when you ask, do you want to know why? Because Stonehind's a fucking donkey. Tries to kick her on 2 strides out from the hurdle, going 25 miles an hour.
That's all well and good, but Stonehands is going to be riding them, so he can still make the same mistake again. Like,
you can't ask a horse to take off outside the wings going 25 miles an hour. The horses just aren't push button where you just say, go on, go. You have to travel at a pace.
That's completely flying, but you said if he comes up alongside of her, she's the one that'll fall if they take off outside the wings. That is factually incorrect right now, because he's the one that's nearly fell twice.
3 times. Kempton.
You can't say he didn't nearly... You cannot say he didn't nearly fall at Cheltenham this year, because he did.
He's a champion hurdler who literally are within an inch of his life.
And the first champion hurdle, it could have been to do with the sun, but he took off too long and he nearly clipped the top of it and came down.
I know, but them great champion hurdlers are an inch in their life.
I understand champion hurdlers jump slickly like that, and they're within a centimetre of coming down. But you're wrong to say that she's the one that'll fall, because you've no basis for that argument.
No, but I think if he cruised up and took outside the wings, what's she going to do? I don't think her jumping's a great asset. If she just goes with him, I think she's a big trouble.
Maybe she'll bite him. You don't know what they're going to fucking do.
Nothing. Mid-air.
She's going to be in front of him anyway. This is one of my worries about him, and you wouldn't wish it on any horse, but he can take a chance at hurdles with his jumping. They're putting King of Kingsfield in there, so they go 1 million. If they go 1 million, there's just a chance he judges one of those wrong, and everyone's disappointed. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but
he's electric, Tom. He hasn't done it yet. He's got over them all, so
he's been there.
He's gotten away with it.
He has. He's been electric, and he jumps very slick like a champion hurdler. But you said the same about Lossy, and they went too fast, and one of them came down at DRF. She's never looked like falling before that.
Yeah, but he went to Supreme hurdle fast, and I tell you what, you had no issue jumping that day.
They can all fall. Is the Brack fell a couple of times?
Yeah, of course, they can fall.
Greatest of all time.
Correct.
Okay, so Brighter Days Ahead.
Yep.
Brighter Days Ahead. Tom, no selection. Lossie if she runs, and Sean, Conhill. Okay. Are we doing handicaps for day one?
At the end. Well, yeah, you can if you want. I don't care.
Oh, we'll skip on to day two then, and we'll do handicaps at the end.
Yeah, handicaps.
Okay.
We're very organised.
We're going to kick on to day two. We've some great ones day two, starting with the old Ballymore and 7 other names that was called, but it's the Turner's Novices Hurdle now. And if Dan Skelton's horse in here, favourite, the New Line. Yeah. 7-4. Final Demand 2-1. Yellow Clay 11-2. Excuse me. 6 Mile Bridge. Drugs. 14-1.
True.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
he's only spitting
Hey.
facts.
It's fucking true. No point in hiding.
No,
we
it's
stopped
just
again.
like-
No, we're still going on this.
Potter,
Tom's had to lose in his life.
Potter's Charm. James's Gate. Kiswill, good name. Cade Doughty. Finn
Go on, spit it out. Spit it out.
Finn Cooley.
Fun Cooley.
Ah, fuck off. Why would you call that?
No, we had to crack this code. Fun. Fuck off.
You may as well call him. You may as well call the horse Mike Hunt.
See, lucky bastard man the other day. Keep going, go on.
I will take this first. I like how the New Line has won his races, but I would question the form. Regent Stroll, I don't know what happened to him today in Newbury.
Nicky Rouse race today.
Nicky Rouse. Even a Mickey Rouse race. He won a race today, but I don't know the form. To me, I'm not so sure.
It's terrible form. Just say it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's terrible form, but I seen someone had up between the Supreme and the Turners. There's only 6 English horses in it. That shows you the Irish horses better form. Like the Irish horses are coming over because, yeah.
Plus, he has the Challow curse.
I think the Potter's Charm will probably run better than he did the last day. I really like Final Demand, but I would like a little bit softer ground, I think. And if it goes off the way it is now with the ground the way it is, I'm going for the Yellow Belly. The Yellow Clay. I like the Yellow Clay.
Yellow Submarine.
He looks slow. I'm not sure he is slow. I think he just does enough. And on a line through Wingman, his form is right up there with Final Demand. So, Yellow Clay for me. Sean.
Yeah, look, in a race, I think the Irish have a great record. They've won 10 of the last 11. There's only been 2 winners out of the last 2. They end up being bigger than 9-2. And the Challow form is 0 from 21. Basically, you want to be back in an Irish horse at the top of the market. Is what this points to. And the market gets it right a lot. Look, I can't knock the New Line too much. He's done nothing wrong. I think you've touched on the point, but the English line would be my biggest worry. You've absolutely no horses up the top of the Supreme market. You've no other horse other than him up the top of the Turner's market. So you have to question what that form is. I know he's went and beat Wendigo. Wendigo came out and beat a maiden hurdle. I hear a lot of people banging on that the race has thrown out loads of winners. Electric Mason's winning around Fontwell. So if you're banking on that, I give up. Regent Stroll was beaten the next day and obviously came out and won today in an egg and spoon race, and Bill Joyce was turned over. Look, he looked epic. I know JP has probably coughed up the guts of £1 million to get him, but I just don't know. I can't be taking it. The Challow form is a serious thing. Like, I know stats aren't everything, but a hoodoo of 0 from 21 has to scare you no matter what. And this Final Demand, I think there's a big misconception around him. People are saying he's slow. First day at Limerick, he was not slow, I can tell you that. He tanked around there on that day, and he swung down off the hill at Limerick and sprinted down the straight. Danny said after that race you could drop him down to 2 miles. I think this was a bit of a misconception the last day because he stepped him up and got a bit of cover, and he came out and he just galloped all the way through the line. People think he's one paced. I think he showed enough speed that day in his maiden hurdle when he won that he will handle 2.5 miles absolutely no problem. I think it'd be simple as Paul Townend either gets a pace to aim at through one of the 66 to 1 shots, or he ends up making the run himself. And I wouldn't be going against Paul Townend, setting his own fractions and getting it right. As I touched on, the New Line, I just you can't be knocking them, but I just fear that English form, and I think this Final Demand, same as Kopek the Boards, only had 3 starts. One is grade 1 on his tour start, and the last day his jumping was electric. I think he has everything. He'll stay all day, and I'd say they make it a good test.
Tom, big Final Demand fan. You going for him here?
Yeah, it's as simple as wherever he runs, I'm with him. I'd be happy if he went up to the Albert Bartlett trip. I'd be happy enough if he ran here. So. What's that, Sean?
He'd be a certainty in the Bartlett.
Yeah, he'd be an absolute certainty about it. Like the new line, I respect him enough. The form hasn't worked out, but he looks very, very good. I mean, JP's paid a lot of money for him, but I can't imagine Dan Skelton is the kind of guy that when JP rings up, he downplays his horses anyway. Just doesn't strike me as that kind of bloke.
No, not one bit.
But I'm sure he was revved into a future Gold Cup winner. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because he does look a cut above the English horses. But I take your point that there aren't many in here. Potter's Charm, if he wouldn't have run the last day, he'd be a lot shorter for this. I suppose you can't take it out that it did. 6 Mile Bridge beat him, but he actually is going to get that race back, isn't he?
With the help of some injections.
Yeah, I didn't read the report, so I'm not going to comment. But Potter's Charm gets that race back. He'll run a nice race. He's been very, very solid up until then. They just went once too many. Whether they've been able to freshen them up in 46 days or not, I'm not sure. I think there's a bit of strength in some of the other Willie Mullins horses. If there was a lot of money for any one of them, I would definitely take note. The likes of the horse that's 2 names begin with F and Kiss Will. I'd be interested in either of those. But yeah, for me, Final Demand, wherever he goes, I'm on it.
And Andrew, big fan of the Yellow Clay.
Yes, been a big fan of him all season. I'm siding with him here. Look, people are after getting dragged into the whole he's a stayer argument. To me, more or less based on his run in the Novice Hurdle at Navan in December. That was his 3rd run in the space of 2 months. In the space of 3 weeks, just over 3 weeks. It was his 3rd run, just over the space of 3 weeks. He may have just been feeling it on the day. He took ages to get going to pull back in Florida Park. But if you go back to his runs prior to that, he's just such a good traveller. Jumps really well and picks up and keeps going.
That's really bad math, by the way.
No, it's not. It's 4 weeks, isn't it?
6.
It's not 6, is it?
Yes. The 1st of November till the middle of December
That's
is 6 weeks.
That's 4 weeks.
Anyway.
4 weeks max. The 1st of November to the 7th of December is 4 weeks. Ish. Anyway.
There's 30 days in November.
I don't give a shit.
37 days.
What he said. But look, he probably was feeling on the day because he started off really early in the season, loads of experience, and then you roll on to the Laurels and Ace. And it's another thing. Everyone was worried about the ground for him that day. So he's suddenly gone from a Bartlett horse who now doesn't like soft ground to all of a sudden he's a stayer who wants soft ground. To me, there's a lot more about him than just a stayer. Travels really well, as I said, jumps.
Butch Cassidy ran well that day, didn't he?
Oh yeah, very well. Everybody was ranting and raving about this thing, beating 49 lengths.
He was lined up at Cheltenham.
He'll fucking leave him at home, for God's sake.
But yeah, look, I think there's so much more to go for him. He was a very good bumper horse. What I liked about him last season as well, he can back up his runs. He was 12th in the champion bumper, and then he was 2nd to Redemption A, who was about 20 when he's running in that thing. But he reversed the form with the likes of Jasmine Foe, Romeo Cody, and all them. So
You've got really excited about this.
I love him. I'm on.
He said he was 12th in the champion bumper and he was 6th.
Oh, I said he was beating 12 lengths.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Did I?
No, you're losing your mind there. No,
sorry, beating 12 lengths in champion bumper. I need some of your drugs. But yeah, look, he'll win. You're confusing me now. But yeah, I think he'll take a lot of beating. He's 6-1. I think even if you want to back him each way, he won't be out of the top 3.
So 2 for Final Demand and 2 for the Yellow Submarine. We're on to the Brown Advisory, formerly the RSA. The Broadway Novices Chase. Fucking hell. Very, very poor tone from the English here.
One is going to run.
And you're all giving out about the Irish, but you'd have no race here now if there was no Irish horses. Ballymurn is favourite 5-4. Dancing City 7-2. Better Days Ahead. Do not get that horse at all. 7-1. Gorgeous Tom. I like him. He's one horse, Henry horse I like. Stellar Story. 14 to. I like him. 14-1. Lecky Watson. Lecky Watson's fucking brilliant. 14-1. Keita Mormon 16s. The Changing Man is going to run the Ultimate.
And you have to win it by now.
Hutty Colors is going to run in the National Hunt Chase. So this will be an all-Irish RSA. Andrew?
Yeah, I've been a big fan of Dancing City, and there's one I'm going to side with here. Look, Ballyburn is a very good horse, very talented. The last day I was convinced, people saying he was going away at the end over 2 mile 4.
You hate Ballyburn.
I don't hate Ballyburn. I just like Ballyburn. I think it's a strong word. I hate Con Hill. I don't hate Ballyburn. But no, it's the whole fact that they were saying he pulled away in the end from Croke Park. I went back and watched that a few times. You go back and watch it. The stride on Croke Park shortens very quickly after the last
2.5 mile horse.
Yeah, he shortens very quickly. I think that exaggerates the winning distance. But what I didn't really like it is we were up there and we see Imperial Pass didn't go a yard that day.
You love that moose.
He didn't go a yard that day. But yet he was still 10 lengths behind him after doing everything he could to not win.
Sean loves that moose as well. It's fucking useless.
But I think he's going to be a fairly suspect stayer.
Lord.
I think he does too much through the race. He was going past the standard DRF and Paul was literally sitting there like that trying to stop him going.
He's the lawnmower, man.
The lawnmower. I think if he comes upside Dancing City, jumping the last, Dancing City just outstays him up the hill. Like Dancing City is a 3-time Grade 1 novice hurdle winner over this distance. One time he's beaten a Grade 1 was in the Albert Bartlett last year, but I think they just didn't make enough use of him. I think they make plenty of use of him. He's never going to win anything by half the track. He's not one of these sexy horses that's going to blow you away. He's a typical 3 mile plodding chaser, and that's what wins these races. I know it's on the old course, which will favour a bit more speed, but I think he will get away with it. I think they make plenty of use of him, and he'll burn the stamina out of Ballyburn.
On ratings, Ballyburn should win. I like Dancing City myself as well. He gets better as the season goes on. I don't think he necessarily needs soft ground either. I think people get caught up with that because he won a Punchestown last year. The DRF wouldn't have been all that soft either. But I can just see something winning this from left field. It reminds me of Jerry Colom's year when he got beaten by the Real Whacker and he shouldn't have lost. It's such a hard race, and after fact of such a hard race to win for novices.
Where are you going with this now?
I know.
I don't know who's going to win.
Huh?
I'm not putting any of them up, but I just wouldn't be surprised if something at 16-1 won.
I thought you were going to say Gorgeous Tom for a minute.
No, I like him. I do like him. I think if the ground stayed the way it is, he likes summer ground. I think he was the horse to.
Dave, the last comment.
Jeez, Ollie, get off the bloody phone!
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ, that's my son, by the way. If you don't know about this,
I am your father.
Ollie, get off the
Fucking Darth Vader is out there entering the middle. Mother of God!
You don't think this anywhere else?
Yeah, if the ground, I think Gorgeous Tom was the horse to take out of the Drinmore, was it earlier in the year?
Yeah.
Ballyburn should win on ratings, but he's not one I'd put into multiples. I fear that's something will beat, but no real selection. Sean?
Yeah, look, I agree with you, Dave. I'm Ballyburn's biggest fan. I always said I thought maybe going up and trip would help him, and his pedigree suggested that. And what he was doing over short, that was just a testament to himself. But let's not get away from the fact that fences haven't improved this lad as much as I would have hoped and as much as I would have wanted. He hasn't got better for going over fences, I don't think. His jumping is very hesitant, and you only need to look the last day. I actually was adamant to go and get this stat, and I found it. And he lost just 3 lengths on the field in the DRF. And for anyone who tries to tell you that, oh, he's okay, or the Mullins camp telling you he can't jump, he can't. He's not fluent over a fence. He's hesitant. He's A to B, and he's not one that you'd be taking off outside the wings. I think the giveaway from it was the Dublin Racing Festival. You look at that race, and Andrew touched on Croke Park tying up. I did the times and back to normal ran on the same day, and he was a length quicker than Ballybourne from the back of the last of the line. He was pulled up in the last 50 yards. So I think there is an element of Croke Park tying up and Ballybourne looking as if he's powering through the line. I think it might have been a little bit dramatic by the fact that Croke Park was stopping. I think he's a 2.5 mile horse. You just look at that jumping. Paul gone down to the last. I couldn't probably count how many times on one hand how many times Paul Townend's come up off a horse 5 strides out from the last and just let him pop. And he hasn't sent them on. I thought that was a telltale sign that his jumping wasn't. And you're rocking down that hill to 3 out going at pace. You'd want to be closing your eyes, in my opinion. I don't think it's a guarantee he'd come down that hill going 100 miles an hour if he's going to get over that fence. That'd worry me big time. I think Dancing City, he's getting a lot of stuff thrown at him, but I don't think he's done anything wrong. People are saying he's a plotter. Forget he's won a 2.5 mile maiden hurdle. He won off the front of the DRF over 2 mile 6, and he came from the back of Punchestown and got the yielding ground and lapped around the field and won. I don't think there's a problem with ground. I'd hope you don't have. I hope you have Danny Mullins on it. Let's say I hope he's on the front and he goes out and Danny is riding. I'd be very happy with that. And I just think if you're going down to the last and Ballybourne is having to go from A to B, he's made a mistake or two. I don't think he'd be able to hold him up out the back the way he did with Factor Foil. One thing with Factor Foil was he was able to jump. I don't think you'll bank on Ballybourne cruising through. Of course, on the actual ability, he's well entitled to go and blow these away. I think fences are in the way. They haven't improved them. And I think Dancing City is absolutely rock solid. You touched on Better Days Ahead. Elia's record of 0 from 9 since 2011. I think that race the last day, he absolutely fell in. Danny Gilligan could have won an Oscar for that ride he gave on Stella Story. He was holding the thing together, getting over the last, and he done everything but win. I wouldn't be at all shocked. I know Stella Story throws in stinkers of a jumps, but if he was able to jump around him, I wouldn't be surprised he beats Better Days Ahead. So for me, I think Dancing City is a rock solid one. Except Ballybourne could be a superstar, but I just think you know what you're getting with Dancing City, and I'm happy to take him. You gone, Tom?
No, I'm still here.
No.
They might be gone now.
Okay, and Tom?
Just a few seconds behind Sean's story of Dave's life. That. So
Tom's gone.
I think this is. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, lads?
Yeah.
You can hear me, Sean.
Yeah,
if you can hear me, I'll go with that. For me, this could be an upset. Ballybourne never massively taken to him. As Sean said, I don't think he jumps that well. I think the longer trip is going to help his jumping, but I'm just not convinced either way. The one thing I would say is getting beat by Sergino is no bad thing. I wouldn't. It's not. That's not why I'd be knocking it. I'm just fairly keen to take him on. I went for his form last year of what he's beat over hurdles. And he's gone and fine. He's gone to beat Croke Park. He looks a fairly good standing horse at the minute. But as you say, his stride shortened up and he got very tired. Dancing City, again, I'd knock his form as well, to be quite honest. Shannon Royale and Bioluminescence let the form down then. So question marks over him for all he could be. For me, he could be the Gold Cup horse here. I think the upset is coming, and I'm going to take him on with Gorgeous Tom, Henry's horse. I think he was very good at Cork. Then he went into the Drinmore and didn't work out for him. He was wide and wider again that day. It turned into a sprint. There were 4 of them in the line, jumping the second last. He absolutely flew home. A few strides after the line, he was up. That was Mark Walsh's first ride on him. Darragh O'Keefe will get back on board. He's been his regular rider throughout his career. He beat Monbeg Park twice. Monbeg Park won the other day off 142, is now around 149. For me, that suggests this lad is well into the 150s. That brings him right into it. I think the ground will suit. And as I'm saying with most of these Henry horses, he hasn't run for 101 days. He comes into this a very fresh horse. So, I'm quite keen on him, actually.
Okay. Kind of all sorts of selections there, but I think Tom has a good one there with Gorgeous Tom. Tom has a good one with Gorgeous Tom.
It's like it's written in the stars.
On to the main event of day 2, the Champion Chase. We have John Vaughan 5-6, Marine Moose 6-1, and Nergamene 8-1, Solness 8-1, Il Et A Bleeder 9-1, Found 50 20s. No, I wish I did. And last year's winner 33s bar. John Bonds to lose, Sean.
Yeah, look, I think it is, Dave. But the only thing is with this race, 6 odds-on favourites have been beaten in the past 9 years. It's a bookie's paradise, and short ones get turned over. Look, John Bon, he's an unbelievable horse. He's only been beaten twice in his life. But the problem is, all his good wins are right-handed tracks, and he comes here to Cheltenham, where he's being turned over. Okay, he's been beaten by Constitution Hill in the Supreme. He's beaten in the Arkle, and he hasn't been able to get the head in front at the Cheltenham Festival. He also threw in a stinker against Elixir the Nuts when he made a bad mistake. Look, he deserves to be favourite. I do think he's a standout, but I just couldn't trust him around Cheltenham. He's up the top of the market. I wanted to take him on. If I was taking him on, I would have wanted soft, heavy ground, and you would have had an Ergamine Gaelic Warrior running for you. He's now gone. So, on a race, it's going to be on good to soft ground. I couldn't be backing him, but I don't have anything to take away. I don't have anything to take him on with. Marine National, I don't think wants to win a race now. Put his head up in the air, and I just question him in a finish. And Nogamine on quick ground, I don't think he's going to like that. The potential curveball is Solness, but I just couldn't. I don't know. There's something in me just telling me Solness isn't going to be winning the champion chase. I know he's gone out and done it twice this season, but I just couldn't be hanging my hat on him.
There's a mad stat that no winner of that race at the DRF has won the champion chase, so that rules Solness out. But stats are there to be broken. It is John Bonds to lose, but I think you're lying to yourself if you say that he runs as good around Cheltenham. He just doesn't. His 3 losses are at Cheltenham. Fair enough against some good horses, but he's just better at right-handed tracks, flatter tracks. I will back Solness each way and Found 50 each way. I think Found 50 is the forgotten horse. He's decent form last year in the Arkle, all through the back end of last year as well. He came out then this year, ran well at Down Royal. Looked like he fell in against Solness, but Solness has come out then and done his business since. So I think he's a good each way bet.
Yeah.
Andrew?
Yeah, look, I can't have John Bond at the prices. Look, his 3 defeats have come at Cheltenham, and it's not coincidence that they all have come there. Look, I've said this many times, if this was run at Sandown, he'd be 1-4, 1-3. He'd be something like that. He would be an absolute God-given certainty. But this is at Cheltenham, where he is not at his best, and we've enough evidence there to back that up. Again, ground as well. Will he want it as quick as it's probably going to be? Probably not. Marine National, I don't know, I think Sean has said that he doesn't want to win a race anymore. He had more than enough time to go past Solness the last day. And I mean, if somehow somebody wanted a bloody cloud seed and get a bit of bloody rain coming at Cheltenham the next few days, he would have a chance. I know he's 11-year-old, but that's how you the kind of openness look to this. Even though John Bond is a 5-6 shot, this thing is wide open. Are we just overlooking Solness altogether? That's what there's something telling me.
It's just a handicap thing, isn't it? It just puts you off, like.
The first time at the DRF, yeah, you could say it was a fluke. He backed it up and he done the exact same thing again. Mm-hmm. And he pulled it out of the fire. He kept finding and kept finding and kept finding. Look, there is questions. Can he do it at Cheltenham and all that? He's been beaten by John Bon already at Sandown, but he seems to be a different horse since. I'd be inclined to back him each way because I think John Bon will be beaten, but I don't know what will beat him. There's something there that's going to beat him. He, as Sean alluded to with the stats of odds-on shots being turned over in this race, it's a graveyard for odds-on shots. So yeah, I'll take Solness each way. Elite de France, by all accounts, is going to Ryanair. And I wasn't even thinking about Found 50, but since you said it there, it's actually not a bad show at the prices. But I think Solness each way, I think he's a good bet. If you can do what he did at Leopardstown twice this season, there's no reason why you can't be banged there if he can replicate that form around Cheltenham.
Tom, anything here?
Yeah, look. It's one of these that you're keen to take John Bon on, but it's kind of what you take him on with. I'm not convinced by Marine National that he's going to come up that hill anymore now with his wind ailments. Ergamine, as we used to call him, is 11. I couldn't be having him, and then the ones down below, I couldn't have those. Captain Guinness, I just don't think he's in the same form as he was coming into this last year. That lands us on Solness, who he just seems to be in the form of his life, to be quite honest. The last 2 runs, just something seems to have switched with him. He started off this year, like he got beat third behind St. Sam at Clonmel. He got beaten neck by Founder 50. He beat the Bangor Doyle off 148 with a £5 claimer on his first start this year by half a length. Like the last 2 times, he's just taken his form to a new level. He's just completely flipped the switch. I think something interesting. I remember listening to Kevin Blake on a podcast. He's obviously Joseph O'Brien's racing planner. And that was before the Tingle Creek at Sandown. And he was saying he'd love to just see someone going, just take John Bonan. And he said, I don't know if that's going to be Solness or whoever. Solness pecked at the first that day. So that was that plan over, if it was the plan anyway. The way Solness has raced the last twice and the fact that he's taken his form to a new level, I imagine they're gonna go and take John Bonan. They're going to try and put his jumping under pressure. And I really think that's going to make things interesting. Whether that makes it for a closer or whether Solness can keep going, it looks like he has plenty of stamina. But yeah, I think he's getting overlooked.
I think you hit the nail on the head with the jumping as well, Tom. Like I remember going into the Arkle, like his jumping was his asset, and all of a sudden it fell apart. And then he made that. He basically all but fell when he threw James Bowen up out of the saddle. I just don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's a fast pace or the Cheltenham Festival just gets him around that late. It's just his jumping.
Cheltenham itself.
I think it's a lot to do with Cheltenham, yeah. And you're going to have, I mean, you're either going to have Danny or JJ on Solness, but I imagine either of them, they know the horse well. They're going to put him under pressure.
Yeah.
Yep. Fair enough. One more on Tuesday, Champion Bumper. I will try and fly through this. We're going to take a 2-minute toilet break then, and then we'll get through Thursday, Friday, and handicaps, and we'll get a next best and a nap from everybody. The Champion Bumper, Copacabana 10-3, Game of Inches 9-2, Calypso Chance 7-1, Bambino Fever 15-2, Aquaforce 12s. No drama this end. 14s, Idaho Sun 25-1, 28-1 bar. Personally, I don't like this race. I've no selection. I will leave Andrew take it.
I'm not being funny. I couldn't give 2 flying fucks about this race.
That's fair enough. I don't think it has any place there, but there you go. Sean?
Yeah, look, I'm sweet, and I think the future horses coming through is what you catch. Yeah.
I think Sean was still going. Go on, Sean.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. Sean, let's try that again.
Yeah, look, you have Copacabana at the top. I think Patrick will ride him. I think Game of Inch is a horse for the future, probably the best horse in this field, but I just don't know if a quick round around Cheltenham, he's backing up so quickly, is going to be his bag. I think the absolute standout bet is Calypso Chance. I'm looking at him here, he's 7-1. I don't see him out of places. I don't know what he's done wrong. I don't know how he's a lot short. I think he'd go off far shorter on the day. He won first time out round punches down by 15 lengths. He must have worked well at home because they haven't been raving about him, and he went off a nice price that day. He won by 15 lengths. He then went to Navan and he's hosed up. Patrick's rode him. He's taught him a lot, I think. He has that tactical speed and he's able to quicken up. He can travel in and around. I think that's exactly what you need in this Champion Bumper. And you only had to look. That race in Navan, Heads Up was in second. He then went and ran, who was behind called Cannon, that won the Dublin Racing Festival Bumper. He obviously can't run in this race. He's had too many runs. But Calypso Chance, maybe because he's off a track a long time, he's been forgotten about in here 7-1. I look through. I think Copacabana will run his race. Bambino Fever, that's the mirror. They can run well in these races. But outside of that, the only reason this Aquaforce is 12-1 is because JP has bought it. I don't give this thing a hope in hell. It's one of Gowran maiden by 25 lengths. Jumping Jet, I can tell you that horse, probably absolutely no one knows. Another horse that won by 30 lengths around Gowran was bought for crazy money and done absolutely nothing. Gowran can throw up, I think, mad results on days like that, soft ground. That's 12-1. I don't give that a hope. And outside of that, I think it's a poor renewal. Calypso Chance, 7-1. I think he's a smashing each way bet.
Tom?
Yeah, I don't really have anything, to be honest. I think the Mullins ones are much of a muchness. You know, there's none of them are really. Nobody seems to be coming out singing from the hills about one of them. So I think, look, it'll be a late play for a minimum stake bet for me before this race.
Okay, that brings us to the end of day 2. We'll take a 2-minute break. we'll just mute the mics. Quick toilet break if anyone needs it, and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
We're back. Kids and grown up loving, so happy we're not happy.
Pablo's going to get the bottle of wine.
Wall park confirmed for the stairs.
Soda.
The dream is over, Sean.
What was it?
Wall park confirmed for the stairs.
Oh, is that where he's going?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a big mistake there.
Sure, they have win some, lose some to win it, so it's all good.
Where's Tom gone?
Yeah.
A disaster there with the light nearly fell on top of me.
Tom has gone down to get a kebab.
The old comments are on fire, and anyways.
Bro, you threw some comments there. Oh, he's back. He's back.
I want it. Tom's back.
He's back. Right, let's do this.
Are we good?
Yeah, waiting on you.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll kick on to day 3. And yeah. We'll do the Mayor's Novice, the Ryanair, and the Stairs. And the Mayor's Novice, we'll try and keep short and sweet. 6.5, 3 to 1, Maureen 4s, Caroline Bamboo 8s, Galileo Dame 9s, Jubilee Alpha 9s, Aurora Vega 14s, Diva Luna 14s, 16 to 1 bar. Sean, any strong fancy here?
Look, I think it's an open enough race, to be honest with you, Dave. I think the market probably tells you that. If you pin me down, I'd say 6.5 is the best chance of the 2 up on top. I thought she was very, very good first time out. And Ashby Qualameta, she's just a yardstick. I think she'd get beaten by an 80 horse or get beaten second in a grade 2. I think she's that sort of horse that'll just find one. She's seen she was beaten in a maiden the other day. So that probably doesn't scream out great form. But she's plenty experience from the flat, and I don't think to be too worried. She jumped well enough the first day, so I'll be taking 6.5 off Maureen. Maureen just scares me. Only 2 starts. wasn't blown away by her jump, and I thought she was okay at Punchestown, but I just worried 2 miles on quick ground. I thought she won the style of a horse that might want a bit of deeper ground and maybe a longer trip in time. So I wouldn't be raving on her. Caroline Bamboo, look, she's the flashy one, I think. At the Mullins ones, I think she's the one that potentially, I know, turned over at short odds, but could be the best of the Mullins pack in here. And if you pin me down, it'd be 6.5, but it wouldn't be a strong bet for me, no.
Tom?
Yeah, look, we've had a good bit of chat about this race, haven't we? In the old group chat, a couple of lads are involved, Maureen, and they know my position by now. I'm against her anyway. I'm on.
Really?
I'd be for 6.5. She's cracking flat form. She stays all day on the flat. She was third in a Cesarewitch off 88. I think she's a really, really nice mare. I was very impressed with her at Fairyhouse. I think she bolted up that day. She earned an RPI of 133. Should be one of my stronger bets outside of the handicaps for next week. Very, very keen. I think Gavin's going to have a big week as well. Maureen, just as Sean said, really, the way she jumped didn't really impress me. The way she beat the horses behind her didn't really impress me. Dee's Lady came from another parish, didn't she? Let's I don't know what you call those rides anymore, but let's say from another parish. What educational, is that the word we're going for?
Educational, that's word.
Educational ride. Familiar Dreams, the market told the story there. She was not ready at all, and the horse beaten 14 lengths did win next time out, but was rated 97. So I'd question the form. I think she's going to want further. She's going to want softer ground and a fence. I think 2 miles here on pretty quick ground is going to be a bit of a shock to the system. So I'd take her on, and after that it's an open looking race, Dave. I only wish we had Pastoral to run this.
Yeah, unfortunately not to be. No, I don't think Maureen's jumping was all that bad, to be honest. I disagree with the lads there. First time over hurdles, she's unbeaten. I'll be siding with Maureen. I think each way one is Diva Luna, but I think it's easy to crab Maureen. But you can crab all of them. They're all much of a muchness. She, in my opinion, as a looker, looks like she could be a good chaser. Maybe a better hurdler than a better chaser than a hurdler, but I mean, she's coming in here unbeaten. She's been trained by Willie Mullins. Surely have Paul on board. I really don't see a whole lot wrong, to be honest. So Maureen to win, Diva Luna each way. Andrew?
Sean?
Yes.
Is Aurora Vega going?
I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be shocked if she did. I think it's a wide open renewal. I'd say Willie's going to send a few. I wouldn't be shocked if she did.
The lads fancy some free tickets and a free lunch. Is that why they'd send her over?
Oh, I don't know if they need that, but I wouldn't be shocked if she went, Andrew. I think, like as you said, like the field as it is, it's wide open. I think there's much of a muchness, so I wouldn't be shocked if Willie has her on the ferry.
I'd say she'd go. Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if she runs a massive race. Never thought I'd say it.
She should be unbeaten. Sorry, cutting across here. She should be unbeaten, so probably.
Like, you can write off obviously what happened to Wexford. She came back and won the Fairyhouse twice. But her last win in the Grade 3 at Fairyhouse was very impressive. She looked like a proper mare that day. The race was over on the home turn. She was standing out like a sore thumb travelling through the race. Jumped last, put the race to bed. I think she's massively overpriced. I would be on her 14-1 each way. The top two, 6.5, look probably the more flashier type than Maureen, but you don't know how much more improvement is going to come from either or. So I want to take a chance on the price. I think Aurora Vega fits that bill. Plenty of experience. Seems to be coming back into herself. And I think she's massively overpriced on what she's after doing so far.
Yeah, very good. One thing is the ground's definitely going to be in favour. They want better ground. The better the ground, the better her chances.
Yeah, I think she's massively overpriced. It's wide open.
Yeah.
Okay. Bit of everything there again. Onto the Ryanair chase.
This could be
Can
good.
get Andrew to get the betting up here.
Sorry, my bad.
We have Factifoil 7-4, Il Et Francais 10-3, Gaelic Warrior 9-2, The Rat 11-2, Splan's Tower probably won't run 7, Spanbridge won't run, Jungle Boogie. Tom is definitely going to tip that each way. El Fabiolo not on the boat.
Not a race
Jello
anymore.
hasn't a fucking hope. And then 16-1 bar. Tom touched on, I could have been Sean, I think it was Tom. Regards Lossie's price to cope back the boards, and one being a good bet and the other one having issues and maybe not such a good bet. I was talking to Kubo today and I mentioned cope back the board, who I'm with, but him at the price he is and Factifoil at this price, Factifoil is just an amazing bet. He's the strongest piece of form earlier in the year in the John Durkin. I feel personally people are just letting go because he's been beaten by Galopin twice. He doesn't stay 3 miles properly, especially against something as good as Galopin, who's a phenomenal horse, probably the best we've seen since Koto Star and Denman's era. He's beaten Gaelic Warrior already. I think Gaelic Warrior's lost the plot a little bit, and I prefer him over 2 miles. The Rat is good, but he's a 10-year-old now. I definitely fancy to beat him. If you can't beat Jungle Boogie, I'll give up. I just cannot see Factifoil losing. I think he's very good. As well as that, he jumps, he travels, he's acting around the track. He's been second in the bumper, won an RSA. There's nothing not to like. Andrew?
Look, if he runs to his John Durkin form, he wins. I just fear he may be broken now. He looked a broken horse at in the Irish Gold Cup when Grange Clare West went past him. Looked like he just, not down tools, but just was feeling the effects of 2 hard runs. How much do you want to go in on the back of that at 7-4? Look, obviously Grange Clare West is not on his level. He's not been beaten. You can take that with a pinch of salt anyway. He's been beaten since. I just don't want to go in at 7-4 on a horse that looked very, very tired at the end of the Gold Cup. That could have left his mark, and I just feel that could have left his mark. LA France is another one that can't. Very good horse. Don't get me wrong. He's another horse that will spit it out if something takes him on, and Protectorat will take him on. If they decide to adopt the front running tactics that he won the Fleur de Lis with. So he's a horse you also don't know if he acts at the track. I think the last time he ran left-handed was at a tie and he got pulled up. Could be wrong now. I remember he got pulled up at a tie. Gaelic Warrior, he's the break me heart getting pulled out today. He looks I won't be shocked if he turned himself inside out like he did last season. He's a horse that could literally turn up winning this by half the track. He has that much talent, but he's very few brain cells to put it all together. That's his only issue.
On Gary.
On Gary.
Old gay Gary.
I know he's a 10-year-old. He's an English horse, and I just think he's a stupid each way of Protectorat, last year's winner. This is a race that just throws up repeat winners. Winners come back and run very well the next season as well. You've had the likes of Alaho, Envoy Allen won it. He was second last year. You've had Berta's Run, won it twice, was placed in it. On the Soul, one year and was second in it the year after. It happens year in, year out. And I think, look, he looks as good as ever. If you're going on what we saw in the Fleur de Lis, he absolutely dominated that race. And if he goes off in the front again, he'll take it, Ile France on. We know Protector acts around there. He's a very good horse. He's a solid 160, high 160 horse. I think he'd be cherry right. Well, obviously they're all going to cherry right for this, but was he 11-2, 6-1? He'd be a very strong each way bet in this, because I think at least 2 of the top 3 will underperform, and I think he'll be there to take anything that the other 2 decide not to bring.
Yeah. Envoy Allen's 11-year-old now, but I still think he'll run well in it. It's his track. Sean?
Yeah, look, I love Factifoil. I think the price is just a little bit short. I'm a bit on Andrew's side about the Heartbreak City. I don't know if maybe going to the well that John Durkin took an awful lot more out of him than we expected, and he's sort of paying the consequences for it now. I just didn't like the way he got passed by to buy Grange West at Leopardstown. And just
Don't worry about it, Sean. Don't worry
I know,
about it.
Like I can
He's-
see
You need to
it's just
know.
on a Thursday. You have very bad Thursdays. You get very
You
angry on Thursdays.
you need to let that go, Sean.
No, I
Like
know.
Elsa.
I know. I probably
Let
do.
it go.
I probably do, but I'm just looking at 7-4, 13-8, and saying it's a bit short. It's a bit short for me now. One I will be against. I'll be trying to get him out of places. Will be LA Francais. I think he's a flat track bully. He's bled up and down around Cheltenham, getting taken on for the lead. I think he's vulnerable to blowing out around there, and it'll just be a pull-up shop like he has done every time he stopped. But also,
Let it go.
I wouldn't say he's the most consistent horse. He's thrown in some stinkers every now and then, so I couldn't be trusting him. I'll be trying to get him out of places. But hold your hat, Tom. The Henry horse coming in here, hot and heavy. Jungle Boogie. He's 11 year old.
Fuck off. Do you know what you get now, right? You know, if you toddle off in and do your little statement dance in the bookies and you put €10 each way, right? €10 each way, that's 20 for anybody that don't know. To the woman behind the counter and say, Jungle Boogie, our man, or let's not go there, at 14-1. When you go back in with your slip and say, person, they'll say that has €0. 0.
You will go, please check again, and she will go.
I'm disappointed in you, Sean, because you have to take another hit now. You have to take another hit on the wall part because he's going to the stairs. So that's another bet on. You get all this money back by just backing Fact the Foil.
No, listen to me. I understand Fact the Foil. I respect him at the top. I just think he's short. But the Jungle Boogie point is, look, he's 11. I fully understand that. He's an old horse. You don't really want to be on side of. But you won't find an 11-year-old that's only had 7 runs. You'd be doing well. He's relatively lightly campaigned. He's 5 wins out of 7. The only time he's been beaten was on his comeback after a long break between Willys and Henrys. And you just go back and watch that Gold Cup run last year. He fucking tanked around for about 3 miles of that race, travelled into the bend, and didn't have anything else over 3 miles too. I just couldn't take my eye off him in that Gold Cup. He travelled around like a train. He's come back this season going right-handed, and if the track around Ascot, he jumped every fence left, and if it was a left-handed track, I'm convinced he would have won by about 30 lengths. He was just giving away lengths every time he was jumping. I think the comeback run was good. As Thomas touched on, Henry, hopefully he's left him off in December for a good reason, coming into the Ryanair. He's had a good long break. Hopefully he comes in here flying. As I said, he's 7 runs in his career. He's won 5. The only 2 defeats were in the comeback run and in the Gold Cup. I just think at 14-1 in a race that I don't think is great and could fall apart, I wouldn't be shocked if he's in the mix at placing.
Do you know he beat Phil Dorr and James the Bartlett last day?
I do, but I think he would have beat him by 30 lengths if it was going left-handed. So, and it was also at a time where Henry couldn't train a duck to water. They were going awful at the time.
Do you know I could saddle Andrew and beat Phil Dorr?
Wow. Interesting.
Wow.
Do you know what I did? Look, what I don't like about it is this happens if every few years you get this horse that absolutely runs a blinder for until the camera angle changes at the Cheltenham Festival. Real Steele, I think, done it one year. Yeah. Looked like he was going to be able to photo and all that. Yeah. And he dropped out the telly, and he was all the rage then for the Ryanair the year after, and he was nowhere to be seen.
The Protector had done it as well. He tanked around and came back and won it the year after.
The home press looked like
Protector wasn't 11.
The home press came forward last year. Looked like he was going to win with four to go, and he died. Like
he's 11-year-old. I can't have you. He's 11-year-old into grade ones.
Tom,
same with Nergamy. You just can't have it in rows and grade ones.
Thomas Rain.
Yeah, look, I'm going to disappoint you, lads. I'm going to side with Sean here and go with Jungle Boogie.
I'll have a match bet.
We should have done Tom Bingo.
I'll have a match bet.
I think you backed the foil against Jungle Boogie. Go on, do one.
Yeah.
You can go and do one because
hold on. Now, start the season. This team was the second coming.
Two of the biggest Fact the Foil fans ever will categorically beat Galopin Des Champs and win the Gold Cup. It's in the shows 6 months ago. Categorically. Now you're getting 7-4 to beat a bunch of fucking Egypts at Cheltenham. And you won't back
Don't forget, look, Mr. Ballyburn there as well abandoned him today.
You know what happens every time Tom drops a horse?
He wins a half back Fact Foil now.
Go ahead, Tom.
One time he didn't back for second person, he backed.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I respect Factor File. Obviously, I was a massive fan of his coming into the season. I thought he was gonna go and take Galopin's crown. He hasn't done that. My worry is just the last day. I know he's only beaten 4 lengths, but I just wonder how much that took out of him. He was if he'd have gone and taken Galopin on and got tired, grand, but he didn't, and he still got tired. He got beaten by Grange Clare West. You're on about Phil Dore, Jungle Boogie beating Phil Dore. This lad got beaten by Grange Clare West. It just slightly concerns me. I've always said I think the way to ride this lad is you go off from the front and you absolutely break horses. He did it twice at Leopardstown last year. I understand why they dropped him in the Brown Advisory last year, so that he didn't get a really hard race because he could just go and win that race. I totally get that. The way you go and win with this horse is you ride in front of the front, you break horses. He's not going to be able to do that here against Ile Francais. They're going to have to drop him in, and I just don't think he's the same horse dropped in. So no, I'll take him on, but I can take him on because he's a 6-7-4 shot. Get It Warrior doesn't sound like he's going to go to Cheltenham at all. Ile Francais could go and annihilate these if he handles the track, but it's an if. You've no idea if he will. Protectorat, look, I respect it. He's got course form. He's solid, but he's vulnerable to something, I think. And I just think Jungle Boogie, he's getting underestimated, isn't he? Because of his age and whatever. But he did absolutely canter into that Gold Cup, and he just didn't get up the hill. He's gone to Ascot, which I'm sure he would have been fairly straight. Going to Ascot, Henry wouldn't have sent him over there if he wasn't fairly straight. But again, not fully wound up. And again, we're talking about another Henry horse, hasn't run for 82 days, completely targeted at this. He's still 14-1 in a couple of places. I think he's just cracking each way bet. And the other one, and you're gonna laugh at me again now, he's going to his 7th Cheltenham Festival, is Immortality. Second in this last year. Jesus. 7 Cheltenham Festivals. Like that horse doesn't get the praise he deserves. He's won at 3 Cheltenham Festivals. He's been second at 1 and third at the other. He's going to be bang there, lads. He's not going to be out the 4, put it that way. So it's a really interesting race. If all of those turn up, it's a race I'm looking forward to. But I've just got for a bet, I've got to back Jungle Boogie each way at 14s rather than Factor File at 7-4 6.
I'll give you the 2 of them against Factor File in a bit. You can have Envoy and you can have Jungle Boogie.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of how it could pan out that way.
You should have did a match calculation.
How the race could pan out. Like, is there a chance Factor File doesn't run his race? I think there is. I think he could be tired. I'm taking a massive chance, obviously, there.
Yes, you are.
Proud of you, Tom. Well done.
Okay, onto the stairs. Teapot, even money favourite. Home by the Lee, 6-1. Lucky Place, Sean's going to pick him, 7-1. The Wall Park 12s, Langurdan 16s, Mystical Power 16s, Rocky's Diamond 16s, 20-1 bar. Sean.
No, I definitely won't be going with Lucky Place, and I don't know how you look past the Hoopoe. We've been saying it all season. This Stairs division is shut. Don't let anyone complicate it. Don't let it get any way complicated. The Hoopoe is the 160 horse in the race, and the rest of them are shite. Because Home by the Lee is going to beat Bob Ollinger twice this season. He's going to beat Bob Ollinger twice this season, and supposedly he's a new horse. Like, I fancy putting a saddle on Dave and beating Bob Ollinger at this rate. Like, he's just not a horse over 3 miles.
That's disrespectful.
It is not.
It's bothering me, Tom, because the Hoopoe's, like, I think you might get a price on him. I know he's evens now, but you look at the machine, he's coming out. If you end up getting 6-7-4 the Hoopoe on the day, lads, he's a smashing bet. Home by the Lee has won twice this season. I get he's probably traveling a bit. He's a bit sweet. But if you look, right, the honest facts of that Christmas race are that he's won, right? He's beaten Bob Ollinger. I get Rocky's Diamonds come out and won the Galmoy after. But, like, he's fucking Sandor Moose, Devil's Coachman. Like, dogs or horses around them. I can't be having that form at all. I couldn't be touching it with a barge pole. right? Then you come down, you have Lucky Place, I respect him. But I wouldn't be, now we know that the Wall Park's going in there. He beat Gelrow by half a length. The Wall Park absolutely murdered Gelrow, giving him away at the Thames qualifier at the start of the season. So I think Wall Park would have as good a chance as Lucky Place of getting near them. But all jokes aside, the Hoopoo, I just think he's nailed on. This division is shy. He's a horse that's in the 160s, and I just think he's a standout.
Andrew?
Yeah, I'm taking him on. Reasons why he's not going to get his ground, and there's not much. Like the 6 lengths between him and Home by the Lee, and Home by the Lee should have beaten him when Sire de Burley's won his stairs. Home by the Lee should have won that, but he made an absolute balls of, I think it was the third last, and ended up going from nearly 4th to last in the space that, and he still managed to be only beaten 3 lengths in that race. His 2 run, he's one of the laziest fuckers you'll ever see in your life, and he still managed to win over 2 mile 4. And then he went off and he bolted up then in the Christmas hurdle. He's a 10-year-old, I know he is, but they just seem to have worked the oracle with him all of a sudden. He's a very talented horse. It seems like he's been around for more than 20. He seems like he's been around for 20 years. But he's very uncomplicated now. You just stick him outside, jumps well, travels well, with the blinkers on, and now he just keeps finding. There's not much between him and T. Upo. One is even money, 1-6. One you haven't seen since getting his absolute arse handed to him by Lossiemouth in his own back garden, and he would have been primed for that because he's only going to run twice a year, so he's going to be primed for the Hatton's Grace, and he got absolutely walloped in that. Home by the Lee is coming up to peak of his powers, by all accounts, according to Joseph. Not like a trainer to light out, in fairness. 6-1, I think, is a great each way bet. Lucky Place, I don't think he'll stay. The Wall Park, look, he has to come on again. Langer then has a bit of sunshine in his back all of a sudden. All his ulcers are gone. He's remembered he's a horse. Everything has to go with it. Rocky Diamond, do not underestimate him. I know he's only a 5-year-old. That performance in the Galmai was a very, very good performance for a horse so young, beating the Devil's Coachman. The Devil's Coachman is coming out. He got beat the next time, but he's absolutely bolted up in Navan the other day. So that form, I totally disagree with Sean. That form is working out very, very well. So I think Home by the Lee 6-1. He won't be out the top 3. He's an absolute scumbag each way. But
yeah, look, I agree with Sean here. I think you can go round and round about this, but like T. Upo is just miles better than these horses. He is.
And like the run at Fairley House, like I was out there that day. Like he walked around that place. They absolutely walked around.
But like you go to the back of the stairs, it smacks like every year. Some horse wins it. Oh, this is the next big bucks. Same thing with Paisley Park. Oh, Paisley Park was the rave the year after. Got beat. Staying
hurdlers are never going to win by 10, 15 lengths. Like big bucks didn't even do it. They're lazy oaks in general. Home by the Lee, like I backed him at Christmas. It was a shocking race. Beating Bob Olling earlier in the year. That thing puts his head up in the air worse than Marine National. He's a mule at this stage of his career.
Rocky Diamonds was third and that going on and win the Galma. And the horse he beat in the Galma.
I just completely agree with Sean. You're just overthinking.
No, I get what you're saying, Andrew. I know the Devil's coaching, but he's won over 2 mile 2 at Leopardstown beating Aspoy Tower. I just think 3 mile form. I just don't like. I know Rocky Diamond's gone and won, but that group, Sandor, Clegane, Franciscan, Rock, like T-Upo picked them up on his back over 3 miles. I think, and walloped.
Like Home by the Lee is no better than he was last year, the year before. He's better than the other staying hurdlers, and T-Upo is better than Home by the Lee, and that's just the way it's going to be. Tom.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading a comment there. Yeah, it's I look, this one for me. You two tried to talk me out of it this morning in the gym by telling me the horse wasn't running. Rachel's put it up as a charity bet. I'm going for Bob Ollinger each way. Lads, look, he might not
in a 3 mile race.
Great, Tom, don't you mind then? Go on, Bob. Fucking King Bob
doesn't stay.
Andrew, this is the same guy who I just texted. I texted into the group and I said, "You pricks, try to put me off Bob. He is running," and you text back, "Who's Bob? King fucking Bob now, is he?"
I swear to God. I hadn't a clue what you're on about.
If Bob Ollinger comes up that hill over 3 miles, I'm done at racing. Finished. He won't never have a bet ever again. Ever again.
It's a good thing going for him. He's unbeaten.
There's people screaming
I know
at their
Rachel put him up as a
screens
charity bet,
about
but I
Bartlett.
honestly don't think he's running that. I genuinely don't think he'll run like. Like
I
if
think he runs.
if he runs here, then he's not going to run the Aintree hurdle.
Who wants to go to Aintree?
Well, Bob certainly doesn't want to go up the hill at Cheltenham.
He's had to coming up the 3 times to win the 3 times.
Hang on a second. Bob has run 3 times at Cheltenham. He has won 3 times at Cheltenham by a combined distance of 54.5 lengths.
Right.
Horses for courses, lads. Good ground. It's going to be good ground there. He's super consistent. He's been second twice this year behind Home by the Lee. Grand, it looked like he didn't stay. Didn't look like he stayed over 2 mile 4. Then he ran over 2 mile 7.5. Didn't look like he stayed there either. Still finished second. I'm taking a chance on him. I think he likes Cheltenham. Again, I'm going to bang that drum with another Henry de Bromhead horse. If you're playing the Henry bingo here with me today, you're going to be very drunk. 75 days off. He's kept him fresh. I know. I'm backing him. He tried 25s.
Go on, Tom.
Again, that'll return.
Go on, Tom.
It's the return of zero.
What's the stream oil for him? He should be running the Coral Cup. He should be running the Coral Cup.
Yeah. No, I said this to Tom this morning. If you ran the Coral Cup, not a bother.
That's the reality.
Of 158. No chance.
Sure, Langer Dan will fucking probably win it off that.
He's not in it.
Yeah, well, he might win the stairs then, mightn't he?
Oh, Christ, if he wins,
sure, look, it wouldn't surprise me. He could be 20 pounds better than he showed earlier in the season. Anyway, we'll move it on.
I like it, Tom. Well done. All hail King Bob.
We are on to Friday. First race on Friday, Triumph Hurdle. And East India. No,
Go on, Dave. Go on, Dave.
East India Cock. 2-1. Lulamba 9-4. Hello Neighbor 11-2. Palladium 14s. Lady Vega Allen 14s. 20-1 Bar. The horse with the best form is East India Cock. The horse that's going to win is East India Cock. Fuck Lulamba. Andrew.
I think East India Doc is going to be the easiest winner of the week. This is a piss poor Triumph Hurdle. He's 3 from 3, 2 from 2 around Cheltenham. Front runner, jumps well, travels well, stays further. It's the easiest that. He'll be out in front, he won't see a rival. It's going to be the easiest winner of the week.
Come on, James Owens. Sean?
You might as well go to Tom.
I was reading the comment. The comment says, a review of Cheltenham with a difference. Great show, lads. Very enjoyable. As I was reading it, Dave was sat there going, East India Cock wins.
We're sorry.
We'll go to Tom, so Sean don't want to give a selection.
No, I will, but he's going to go on the East India Doc train, so.
Yeah, I'm going to go East India Doc. Look, James Owen is obviously absolutely flying, and it's kind of an overnight success that was 10 years in the making. It's one of those stories with James. Like he was champion Arab trainer, did a lot of pre-training in Newmarket for a lot of big trainers. So he's just taken out his license. He trained a lot of point-to-point winners, but he knows his stuff. This is no fluke kind of a thing. I think this horse. I'll always back form over hype. Sean will always back hype over form. That's why he's going to go with Lulamba. I'm gonna go with East India Doc. I think he's got a hell of a chance. He's been mightily impressive.
Sean,
got to say.
Yeah, look, everything about East India Doc, I should be all over. His times have been good. He's been very good, and look, I think the reality of it is. This is going to be his 13th run in 11 months. He's a horse that had plenty of experience off the flat, and he's taken the jump, and he has jumped. So, look, he had all the experience to come over. He's been kept on the go a lot, and the last day he started to hang, and I didn't like that at all. Sam Twiston-Davis had his 2 hands over the left side of the ring, going around bends. I know he's honest. He's gone through with it, but I just don't know what that was all about. And it's going to be his 13th run in 11 months. He's been kept on the go from the flat the whole way through to the jumps. He was given a break between his last 2. It's an awful lot of racing. And you're coming in against the Nicky Henderson horse who could be an absolute machine, in my opinion. He's gone twice out through the line, and he's been most impressive at the line. You watch him going down the last, he reminds me of Sergino at Cheltenham last year. He pricks his last at the last Ascot, pops it and goes away. Nico gives him a squeeze and he answers and opens up. East India Dock is a rating of 146. He's had plenty of racing. The Lambeth reached a rating of 140 off 2 starts. I think the potential on this horse. I know but we probably won't see 2 Serginos in a row, and you might be just jumping on our Sergino last year, but this lad looks the real deal, in my opinion. He's given £10 the last day. I know Mondo Man hasn't come out and franked it, but he doesn't race properly at all. He hasn't given himself a chance in the Adonis.
But the other horses haven't franked it either.
I know, but what I'm saying is he's given them a £10 penalty, and he was a winner going into that race, and I think he's beaten them in second gear. Nico give this a lad a squeeze. I think he would have won 30 lengths, but he just didn't need to. He didn't need to open them up, and he just needed to win how he did. Sam Twiston-Davies has opened up East India Dock twice, 3 times now. He's gone and won by big margins because of it. But Nico's looked after his lad. Look, I know the £6 in the difference, and I know East India Dock is being very impressive, but 2 starts is all the Lambeth had, and it just stinks to me aboard that road and Sergino. I think the French horses, look, they've been 8 of the last 10 winners have had careers in France coming over. It's the way to go. It's the way all of them are going this season. Nicky Henderson has trained 7 winners in the race. He knows how to get a Triumph Order winner. He knows what he has. And they've been harping on about this lad before he got out at Ascot. The cacker out of the bag and the money went down. I just have a feeling this lad, I know it's probably we won't see 2 Serginos in a row, but I think this lad could be really, really good.
Like Bartlett Road and East India Dock, you couldn't have 2 different horses if you tried any harder.
But there's not but there's
like genuinely, like that's just a word.
No, but just in terms of plenty of experience coming out the flat, going over jumps.
One of them can jump, and one of them can jump. But see, one of them is a front runner. One of them had to be held up because he's a tearaway.
You see, the thing,
about plenty of experience, and then coming up against a proper national hunt type, I think he's going to be turned over.
I think
he'd probably be the best in time, but as right now, he has to get to him. And
yeah, he's £6 to get to him. 100%. East India Dock sets a level. He's £6 to find, but I think only 2 starts compared to East India Dock.
Like, you're on about, like, you put East India Dock into that race at Ascot. He would have battled by further.
Yeah, the aesthetics of the same colours and the trainers for both horses, I think, is what people are getting involved in here. And the thing about Sergino last year is Sergino in the race battered Bartlett Road, who was favoured at the time. Lulamba didn't come out and batter East India Dock. He's beaten a load of fucking useless horses. In reality, they're not much good. Like East India Dock's form has been franked numerous times over, and I think the aesthetics of it's the same color as Sergino, whereas this thing is the same as, and he's a half brother to Bartlett Road. People are getting caught up in that. Sergino is a superstar. I think before he got injured, I think everybody had realised that. I don't think you're going to see that twice.
I know it's slim pickings, but I just think to be able to do what he's done in 2 starts, and it's only being most impressive at the line, barely being opened up the last day, I just think there's a lot under that bonnet.
One of them is also a better hurdler than the other, and it ain't Lulamba. Okay, on to the Mayor's Chase. We'll keep this short and sweet. Not the best race in the world, but we'll talk about it. Dino Blue 13-8. Allegory the Fatty 11-2. Only by Night. 6-1. Spindleberry. I don't know if she's going.
Not going no.
Limerick Lace. It looks like she's lost her mind. Luminescence Need Heavy Ground. Telepathique 12s. Bright Tail 14s. Panic Attack 33-1 bar. Tom.
Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't going to like this. Dino Blue is my lay of the festival, I think. I really am out there to get her a beat.
Can I give you a stat that'll roll there up? All four favourites have been beaten in this race.
Never been a winning favourite.
I picked every single winning horse in this, and I'm going to give you the 5th one.
That's fantastic. I'll roll in for a winning selection with you, Andrew, as long as it's not Dino Blue. But like Annie May got beaten this, Allegory Devassi got beaten this, Dino Blue got beaten this last year. I'll take her on. I know she won the last day. She gets beat plenty for me, and I'm just not 100% convinced that 2 mile 4 around here. I know it was soft ground, and she's probably going to get better ground this year, but I'm just not convinced by it. I think she's probably a 2-miler, and she's probably just a bit better than most of these. But I could not back her at the price. She also carries a £5 penalty against most of them. She only gives Only by the Night £2, and the same with a couple of others, but she gives most £5. That's just enough for me to take her on at the prices. As to who wins, I don't know, to be honest. I'd love Swindleberry to have turned up. Only by the Night's got a good chance. Allegory de Vassi will run her race. Dave, I'll let you talk about the Lucy Wadham horse. I know you like her a lot. I think there's a few there to take her on with, but at that price, yeah, I'll stand against her.
Andrew?
If Spindleberry was to turn up, was very unlikely she will be the standout.
Oh, she was.
I nearly thought sure she's going to Fairyhouse.
He says she's going to against the Geldens of Fairyhouse.
If she was to turn up now, it's a big if, she will be the bet and she will be the standout bet. She's improving massively and her rate of knots. Take her out of it, it's as simple as Dino Blue wins. It's the rest of them are just much of a muchness. Dino Blue got an absolute mare of a ride last year off Mark Walsh. Keith Donoghue rode him to sleep from the front and Limerick. She got her ground. She's not going to get her ground this year. And she doesn't look the same horse whatsoever. Bioluminescence is going to need soft ground. Dino Blue, to me, they have been going quietly with her throughout the season. And you can see the last time she beat Allegory de Vassi. She was steadily progressing up from second up behind the Nergamine. She would have been third if Bambish didn't fall. 18 lengths behind Solus Nellux, not the worst run in the world, and then she beat Allegory de Vassi and Neca at Nace the last time. I don't think she'll have any problem staying, especially against this lot. She get her ground. To me, she's by far the best mare in the race. I think she just wins. I think it's just as easy. She just wins. Like Allegory de Vassi, she's a horse that will just always. She's a typical woman. Will tease you back in. And then when you just want to give her another chance, she just goes bang. Nope.
She won't tease me, I tell you.
Only by Night is a horse I'm convinced will not stay. She's a horse I'm convinced will not stay. Limerick Lace, not the same horse she was. Bioluminescence needs the heavens to open. Telepathy, you like her, I'll get onto it. Bryce Hill doesn't look the same mare this year. You're into Panic Attacks. She could be anything. Fonte Clounge and Le Romany. Dino Blue is by far the best horse in this race. Even with the £5 penalty, she beats these.
You can't tease the Dino, I tell you that.
Yeah, because you're fucking nearly married now.
I like Only by Night here. I suppose the trip is a bit of a question mark, but I do Only by Night.
Since when?
I've always liked her. I'm at the back of her.
I think I'll be ranting and raving about this Lucy Wadham thing for last
Oh
time.
yeah, no, I get onto her, but I never thought she's going to run here. Only by Night, I have a few anti-post bets on her for this, so I'm happy she's going here, but the trip is a bit of a question mark. But I like Lucy Wadham's horse. I've followed her since the start of the year. The first day after she won, I've been following her since. She should be the pace angle here, be out in front. Now, she'll be winning kind of around, what's that, Stratford kind of type tracks, you know, the kind of... real tight track, so I'm not sure Cheltenham will suit her. But the last day, she jumped way out to the left, so this should suit her definitely going this way around. She's improved all year. Stick with the improver each way bet, but it's a hard one to call. Dino Blue obviously has the best form, but she finds a way to lose. So, Sean.
Yeah, look, I'm between Tom and Andrew. I don't want to back Dino Blue, but she is the standout. As he said, all 4 favourites have been turned over in this, and JP has had the last 3 winners. I could be wrong, but I believe Dino Blue had a wind up before that run the last day. After Christmas, she had a head a bit high, and I think they done a wind up between then and Navan or Nash, wherever she beat Allegory de Vassi. And she seemed to get into a dogfight that day and she battled. So it is a good sign. Last year, she was given a company man ride and all the money came for Limerick Lace. And she was ridden 10 lengths out the back. I don't know what you were thinking that day. Obviously, the money was down and that was the reason. But coming back here, I don't think she'll be ridden anyway the way she was last year. I'd say to be close up in the van. And I thought she was the clear standout. I thought Spindleberry was gone, but you just said she isn't. I thought if she does go here, she is the standout each way bet for me. Spindleberry, she's doing well the last day, beaten Bioluminescence very, very well. I think that's a novice coming through. That's the standout. But look, Donna Blue deserves us a chance at the top. She's just too short, and I couldn't be backing her.
Okay, on to the Albert Bartlett. We have Final Demand in here. A lot of these will be swapping between races, but 5-2, the Big Westerner 5-1, Yellow Clay 15-2, Jasmine DeVoe 12s, Wendigo 14s, Wingman 16s, JetBlue 16s, Flicker Hope 16s, 20-1 Bar. Andrew.
Look, Final Demand more than likely is not going here. Yellow Clay more than likely not going here. The Big Western, look, she's been very impressive in our 2 runs this season. Big raw mare, going to be so much better next season. I just fear this may come too soon, and whether she'll want it as quick as it probably will be. It probably would soft. Her wings have been on heavy enough ground. I'm taking a chance with Jasmine DeVoe. Reasons being the hurdle track on the new course. There's 2 hurdles in the last 7 furlongs. His jumping has been absolutely horrendous in the starts this season. But maybe, this is literally, I'm clutching the straws here. I'm just taking the class angle of it, and the fact that, I mean, the average SP of the Albert Bartlett has been something like 20s or 25-1, the average SP. So something out of the clouds usually does come and win this. He's the champion bumper winner, and his jumping was terrible in the Lawlers and Ace. Absolutely horrendous. It was better at the DRF, and a slower pace, going a half stride slower, they may be able to eke out a bit more, getting from A to B. And if he's there with a chance after jumping the second last, he's more all the class in the world to go and win this. And if he can get himself over the last within a length of anything, for me, he stays past them all. He's that bit of class angle. He's definitely running here. If you take out Final Demand and the Yellow Clay, that 12-1 has gone, 6s? So yeah, Jasmine DeVoe 12-1 right now each way. I will have a swing at him.
Tom?
Sure, look, I obviously the one that's going to be a very short price favourite if Final Demand doesn't run, I can't knock Tip, can I? So the Big Westerner, I'm gonna go with her. Very impressive at Limerick. I really like Mozzie's sister, and she really put her to bed easy. She looked big and raw. I saw an interview there with Henry the other day, and he was saying that look, she obviously lacks a bit of experience, but we're going there fresh. She's another one, hasn't run since Christmas, and yeah, I think she could be very good. I'd say she is going to be a better chaser, but she clearly stays very well. She clearly has a massive engine. She's unbeaten. And yeah, if Final Demand and the Yellow Clay don't run here, which, as you said, it doesn't look like it. It's bloody wide open, isn't it? Like, it's very, very, very open. So yeah, I'm going to stick with her. And just want to throw in there down the bottom is Intense Approach. Might as well give all of the Pimlico trainers a little go here. John McConnell trains, and yeah, a course and distance winner over 3 miles. So look, needs to improve obviously, but has got loads and loads of experience. Is super consistent, and might end up running into a place.
Yeah, look, it's a hard race. The Henry horse actually a nice mare, but I prefer softer ground for her. I just each way selection on Lucinda Russell's horse if he runs Derry Hassan Paddy. Really looks like he badly needs 3 miles and more than that. All the horses she buys are staying chasers in the making. She's had decent
slow.
Yeah, well, they're slow. They're very slow. But she's had decent success in 3 mile Grade 1 novice hurdles. Brindisi Breeze won this 1 year back in the day by Boston Bob. Remember that? She had Apple Away win at Aintree. She had a High Senior win at Aintree. So she has gets horses to win these races at big prices. And he just screams like he needs a trip. Whether he's streetwise enough, I don't know. But Derry Hassan Paddy each way. Sean?
Yeah, look, I thought Tom was going to give out to me because he normally tells me to not go with a sexy horse, and I've just kept that in my mind the whole time when I'm looking at this race. And the Big Western is the sexy horse, and I've decided not to go with it. just the only thing is she's a travelly one. She tanks on the bit, and just in a Bartlett, it just worries me. And Andrew touched on about prices winners of this race. Only one of the last 12 winners have returned their odds of 11 to 1 or shorter. Tells you what sort of horse is going to win this race. And the one I come down on, and I genuinely thought Tom would have been all over it, is the French horse Jet Blue. He's 16 to 1 each way. For me, he's recorded outside, obviously, a final demand, and the yellow clay doesn't turn up. He's recorded the highest RPR of 148 in here. He has experience in France. He came over for his run at Cheltenham, and he has track experience, and that's massive for me in here. He came over in December, where he won a 3-mile race, and to me, the jockey got their tactics all wrong and still won. He held him up out the back and made a big, massive move mid-race to try to get up into contention. I thought expended a lot of energy, and I didn't know what he'd have left. But when he came to them at the hill, he kept finding. He had to give away weight that day, a penalty all around. Wasn't the greatest race in the world, but look, Western Knight was in there. The yellow car has come out and win the Doncaster race, the River Don. Often horses that win that race go close in this. So the form has not worked out too bad in behind them. And as I said, he's track experience, he's ran around here, and I just think the jockey keeps him closer up on the pace. He'll jump for joy, he'll stay all day, and I just think at 16 to 1 he's been a bit overlooked, and he's an each way betting here for me.
Okay, last one then before the handicaps, the Gold Cup. Galopin 8 to 15, Banbridge 6 to 1, Factfile 10s, Monty Star 12s, Corbett's Cross 20s, Grey Dawning, Le Home Presse. Look, I won't spend too much time on this. Galopin, I hope, wins, gets the 3 Gold Cups. He should win. He's miles clear in ratings, and he's the best horse. And it'll just be good to watch. We'll be out Friday watching it. I hope he does it. I'll be shouting him on. I don't think he's beatable. The ground, really, it doesn't concern me. Nothing outstays this horse. So Galopin will win. Andrew?
Yeah, he's just on a different level to a lot of these. Look, I've made a point on Twitter about Banbridge. It's not the whole it's the whole point that he made about Banbridge was that good ground is going to improve Banbridge past Galopin Des Champs. It's just a little bit below the bollocks you'll ever hear in your life. It's plain and simple. It's not going to get Banbridge to run a 189 rating RPR. It's not happening. Plain and simple. That he beat Ile France, who was gasping for air coming to the line, and all of a sudden this fella is made for a Gold Cup trip. It's just another nonsense that I just can't have it whatsoever. And there's no real substance behind it. His first run over 3 miles, he's going to improve 10-15 pounds. Talking shite. Galopin Des Champs batters a lot of these. You're looking at something to follow him home. The point of betting Banbridge, then, yeah, he probably will place. But the whole point, again, I'm going back, repeating myself, is the whole point I didn't like was saying that Banbridge is going to improve past Galopin Des Champs. It's just nonsense. He probably will place 6-1 back in each way, yeah, probably will. I love Banbridge. I was all over Banbridge for Ryanair last year, so this is not me having a swipe at Banbridge. So, yeah, he probably will place. Monty Star is the one on everyone's tongue, probably will improve a lot. He's getting cheap pieces as far as I know, and for this, he's one for the place as well. Are they supplementing the other fella? I know the way you're thinking.
Yeah, apparently.
JP's going to get the water bucket out and just flood the place.
Yeah, he'll need a deluge of rain, but if somehow it
does.
does.
I tell you one thing, that'll tell you the powers JP has. If Soft is in that ground description on the Friday,
was it last year? No, the year before, when it was meant to be an absolute unbelievable week. What year? No, the year Le Home Presse won the.
Yeah, sure. Started rain.
Absolutely. There was meant to get about 5 mil of rain. They got like 50.
Well, he said today it was good to soft, and they wanted to keep it good to soft, so he was starting watering today. So.
Yeah. But yeah, look, Galopin will win. What will follow him home? God only knows. But I'll just be sitting back. I won't be betting it. I just want him to win 3 Gold Cups. He's my favourite horse ever. And you could fast forward now 12 months.
4.
He could be going for 4.
Sean, Galopin.
Yeah, look, if you tell me I could only have one bet of the week, it'd be on him. I think he's bomb-proof. Like, I'm not telling anyone, no one knows. Like, he's 8 to 15, but genuinely, the only horse that can beat him is Banbridge. You look at the rest, Monty Star, Corbett's Cross, like Grey Dawn and Lahan Presse, the real whack. I know they're talking about supplementing. I know the way you're thinking. If he comes in, but this is a poor Gold Cup. The only realistic one, as I said, Banbridge. Do remember Paul Townend? He was on the road to Cheltenham the week after he won at Kempton, and he said they asked him about Banbridge, would the 3 Mile 2 improve him, and he didn't think it would. And you're coming up against the greatest there around. I think Galopin Des Champs, it's his to lose. I think he jump around and he just wins.
And Thomas.
Everyone's going to shout at me. Look, I think this is terrible Gold Cup. I think they probably should and will supplement. I know the way you're thinking. Factor 5 looks certain to go to the Ryanair here for JP. I'm not sure if Corbett's Cross is going to run or not, but doesn't look to hold much of a chance. So I imagine they'll supplement him. If they supplement him, there's no way that horse is at the first free, lads. I backed him today at non-runner, no bet at 10-1. I thought it was an amazing bet. There's still 10-1 available in a couple of places, non-runner, no bet. I'd suggest going and getting on that right now. It's literally a free bet. If he runs, I think he could trouble Banbridge for second favoritism. I take the ground thing of last year into account, but then he went and won well at Aintree, and that was on pretty quick ground. That Aintree ground it definitely won't be any quicker at Cheltenham than it was at Aintree. My only thing with Galopin, I kind of would. I've never really got on the fan club. He's an absolute monster. I would like to see him go and win and get 3 Gold Cups. I remember I was there when Best Mate won his 3rd Gold Cup. That wasn't a very good race. I don't think it was as bad as this though. My only thing is last year he obviously got beaten in the John Durkin, same as he did this year. He then went out and beat Jerry Clon by 23 lengths at Leopardstown. He then went to Leopardstown again at the DRF and beat Fast or Slow by 4 lengths with a further 13 lengths back to I Am Maximus, who went on to win a Grand National. He's gone and beaten Factor File this year. Held up Factor File by 7 lengths. And then he's gone and beat Grange Clare West by 4 lengths with Factor File back there. And I know the way you're thinking he was having to run around. I don't think his form is as strong coming in this year as it was last year. But the reality is it doesn't have to be. I can't see Banbridge. Banbridge does not scream Gold Cup horse to me at all. So I think he'll win. I would just have that little caveat in the back of my mind that he maybe isn't in as good form this year as he was the previous year.
Do you not think they preserved him, Tom? I think they have. I think they've been riding him just to win as little as possible and get the job done. Like they've walked around Leopardstown twice and sprinted from the 3rd last. Like longevity of a horse, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's had 2 freebies as well at Leopardstown off the front. Is he going to get that here? Surely they're just not just going to let him make all and sit in behind him in a Gold Cup. But he's hard to beat, lads. To be honest, I don't know what you could do to beat him or what way you ride your horse to then give your horse the best chance of going to beat him. You could soften him up in front, all right, and that might work. But I don't think Banbridge isn't do that. So.
The thing with Galopin is he's so versatile. He won a Gold Cup from being held up. He won it from the front.
Yeah.
Like if somebody wants to go a million miles an hour in front, Paul can just sit in behind him. Look, the only time he's ever been beaten going left hand over fences is when he fell in the Turners. He's bomb-proof left-handed.
He is. I'm just trying to find a way to get beat. If you find me, but I don't think he will get beat. I know the way you're thinking. I think that bet at 10-1 is absolutely cracking because you're getting the each way part of that at least. So that's my recommendation.
As Lydia would say, I tend to agree.
Okay, we go back to day 1 handicaps and under our selections. We'll spend maybe 2 minutes max on these going through. So don't mention 100 horses in the same race, Tom.
I've got 100 horses, but not in the same race.
Don't pick 6 selections.
Come
Well,
to
just
me first. I need to find.
let's just name them, not give 100 reasons why they're going to come last.
Yeah, I've that through mine. I have mine in front of me.
Andrew, day one.
I'm not going to. I have.
You're going to go through them all. Andrew, going to go through them all.
Friday, Lark in the morning in the county hurdle. He's been absolutely another, more or less what he done last year, but only one run. Go back and watch his run at Leopardstown over Christmas time. He was last, jumping the second last, and then JJ found every bit of trouble he could. Took him to the outside then to make it look like he was trying. Finished 7th, went off 11-2 favourite. If he has to get in, and he needs a few to drop it out, but if he gets in, he has a massive chance. Win some, lose some in the Pertemps. I've been banging on about this horse all season. The Wallpark is now going to the Stair, so this looks like JP's main hope with Nicky's Jericho, the Weapony, whatever the hell it's called. But he has had 9 runs over hurdles. He's at the winning 4. His first time stepping up to 3 miles. He won the Pertemps qualifier. He jumped the last, shot clear, idled in front, didn't do a tap, and kept on when the horse came to him. I think the setup of Pertemps is going to suit him down to the ground. He'll be smuggling the race, and come to the last, he'll take him out and hopefully jumped. With the leaders going over the last and power up the hill, he's currently 8-9-1. One of the more obvious ones, Jaguar for the Jack Richards. I think he's a very, very good horse. He's won 3 over 4 over fences this year. Forgive him the run that he got beat. I can't remember what it was, but that was a 4-runner race. Set up this going to be so much better for me. He likes to get held up off the pace. He absolutely flew home at Cheltenham the last time. Probably could have done without winning that, but I think he's still on a fair enough mark. 139. I think he's going to be at least a 150, mid 150 horse. I really like Total Look, but I think he's after getting hammered by the handicapper. He's got £7 since I wrote this. He would have a chance, but now I think he's gone. So, cool one in the Boodles. Go back and watch his 2 runs. He finished second behind 2 William Mullins horses. Purple Hills or Purple Bubble, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't have it in front of me. He was a 99 rated flat horse for Richard Hannon, and the horse he beat first time for horse he was third for Willie Mullins. He was 3-4 in France till he came over. He was second to Back in Alien last time in grade 3. They switched him off. He jumps really well. He travels well. He doesn't really quicken that well, but he'll keep going and going and going. And he's 40-1 at the moment. He's going in there very much underestimated because Conor Maxwell trains him, so he's a decent enough horse. And if Joyo Mashan ends up running the Coral Cup, they're waiting on ground, so it's looking like he'll probably run the Saturday at Utah. But if he runs, he's been absolutely smuggled around behind Conhill. He's then ran at Ascot last twice, flew home the last day behind Arthur Bello. I think he's still well in. He was trained by Paul Nolan and Ireland before. I think if he runs there, he has a massive, massive chance. So that is Joyo Mashan, Coral Cup. Cool one in the Bulls, Jaguar and Jack Richards. Win some, lose some for Thames, and Lark in the morning for the county.
Yeah, a lot of these I kind of wait till the day and decide or the night before, but I do have some fancies. Some kind of obvious ones are Be Aware in the Coral Cup for the Skeletons. I think he's been plotted for it all year. Changing Man has obvious chances in the Ultimate. I think Unexpected Party in the Grand Annual has been plotted to come back and win it again. Then some more obscure ones, Slurricane in the Fred Winter, the Boodles. I think if you like Beyond Your Dreams, you have to like Slurricane. Manila Sixo in the Martin Pipe. Gordo likes the race. He's decent enough form. Bit of a worry is the fall the last time, but he decent form. Started the year with Potter's Charm and some other decent horses. So I think he could go well in the Martin Pipe. And one of the big prices in the county, county usually goes to a horse that can be at like grade 1 level. Willie Mullins, Dan Skelton, and a horse that runs in grade 1s in Ireland but never has his ground, and he's more like a summer horse. If the ground is good on Friday, I think Daddy Longlegs will run a decent race, and he's about 33s or 40-1. I think he's better than he shows. He just needs things to go the right way for him. Tom?
Yeah, so look, I've got a few. I'll start with the best one, the Nürburgring. I've said it all season since the second run. Handicap lot. this has been the target the whole way through. He's my only anti-post bet of the festival, and I think he's my best bet. Andrew, I agree with Lark in the morning. Go back and watch that run at Leopardstown. The fog was out, but it's a very, very interesting run. I think he's been laid out for this. They haven't ran him much on purpose. If he gets in, I was just worried if he would get in or not. The Company Sergeant, I think he's interesting for Gavin Cromwell in the plate. Step away from the handicaps for a second. Angel's Dawn. I know Sean's a big fan of
your
her.
teeth.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm giving you credit here, Sean. Sean put her up first, but I'm a big fan of that as well. I think the only thing she was lacking was a bit of confidence, and she's got that in 2 point-to-point wins. This isn't a great renewal. I think she's miles better than them. Her Cheltenham form is unbelievable, so I think she'll win. Another one to keep an eye on in that race and back each way is Bartlett Lad. He's in very good form and has Cheltenham form as well. Where are we? In the cross country, we backed ICO Madrick there earlier in the year. Keep an eye on him at the start. If he jumps off, I still think he's very, very well handicapped, guys. So keep an eye on him. Be Aware is one I'm against, Dave. I just don't trust him to go past. I think he's had a couple of chances to go past now and he hasn't done it. So I'm definitely going to take him on. The other ones are... there's two more. I can't remember one of them. The other one is Feet of a Dancer, Paul Nolan's horse, in the Potemps. I'd say absolutely laid out for it. Her form when fresh is very, very good. And Paul Nolan won this a few years ago. So I think she's got a hell of a chance. I think she'll go very, very, very well.
Sean.
Yeah, I have a few rattled through. I'm strong on them, so I'll give you the reason. Wednesday, the Coral Cup in Post Twas, 12-1 each way. I think it's a great bet. Be aware, I think there's a bit of a Langadan effect that he's just going to be backed off the market, backed off the boards. Don't forget, he's a brother to Lac de Constance. Didn't like winning, and his only try over the distance, he came second. I just think in Post Twas, 8 starts, 4 wins, 4 places, never been out of 3. He sort of fell in at Newbury, result of that. He's well handicapped. He comes in here off 141. You just look back to his form last year in the Betfair Exchange or Ascot. He'd Lucia in front of him who came out and placed in the champion hurdle. Now rated 149 and Aldo Belli behind him who's come out and rated 147 now. So mark at 141 I think is workable for him. And the other horse on the Wednesday is Unexpected Party. You've touched on, Dave. I think he's being laid out. I know horses backing up year after year in the Grand Annual isn't great, but this lad is being lined up, and he meets Liberty Hunter on £7 better terms if he was to turn up. So I think how they had them in the market was beyond me. He's dropped back down. He went up to a mark and has come back down to 144. £6 higher than last season. He'd like good ground. I'd say he'd be pretty handy out of trouble, and I expect him to run well. Then on Thursday, Thomas touched on the boarding. Look, he's been stuck to the floor over fences. The only ever time he's made any half attempt, he was 8 lengths behind Touch Me Not, who's come out and finished 2 seconds in grade 1s. Will probably be down the Arkle, so the form is there. And the other one on Thursday in the plate is Gemaran for Venetia Williams, 20-1 each way. Horses look up the front of this race, have a good record. You want to be on the pace. Venetia Williams turned them inside out this season, has a winner Ascot, had a win in the December Gold Cup, the Paddy Power in November, and he beat Madara. I thought he'd plenty up his sleeve that day. He's then went out the next day where Venetia Williams' horses were running stink, Royal Pagoy to Yellow, all them were running stink, and then the most eye catcher was he's turned out the last day for a front runner to be lined up last, cut through the field, made a mistake 3 out, and he gave him an easy time home. So that's Gemarand in the play. And I have one more Gitmaker in the Kim Muir. If he runs, I don't know if he's going to run. He needs soft ground. He's 33-1. Come back here off a nice mark, only £1 higher than last year. And then finally on Friday, you have Cargeese in the county. I think that juvenile form was unbelievable from last season. A mark at 141 coming in here. Look, you just need to look at that form from last season. All them, Mashburn in front of her, no boarding in behind. Rate 150 is won a Galway hurdle. You've Salvador Mundy lining up in the Supreme. She come out the last day, she pulled, and she put all chances away. I just think a mark at 141, the handicap, big field, pace to aim at. I'd say she has a lot of movement around. And the best one of the week is Woodoo on the pipe each way. You can absolutely smash this thing up. I don't see this being out of places at worst. The only worry is the Willie Mullins horse, and that's that Kopek to me. could be absolutely anything. The form lines that they're getting 160 rating from is the horse in France at B, has a form line with Kitzbühel, is now a mid 150s horse. So that's where they plucked 160 from. But I genuinely can't see her out of places. I think she's bomb proof. Only look at her run the last day at Cheltenham. She's kept fresh. She's unbeaten over hurdles. She had second that day. She had the horse of the Skeltons who runs in the mare's hurdle off 137, take no chances, and now rated 140. She had Joe Houston third that day, rated 119, is now up to 138 and pissed up in a bit for, I think Woodhill was a great chance. Definitely don't see her out of places. And then the only one that's not in the handicap is Angel's Dawn. I'm very strong on her. A mark of 142 over fences. She gets £7 off, it's on the line. That puts her up to a mark of 149. I had a look. Sinna Nominee won this race last year, got a mark of 133, £16 higher. I think it's on the line. Has had 2 stabs at this, hasn't been able to win, and I think she'll take the beating in the Hunter's Chase.
Okay.
Sean, sorry, Dave. My other one that I couldn't remember, Sean, I can't believe you've missed this one, is Now Is the Hour in the national.
I did, but the price is gone. Yeah,
price is gone. Price is going to be short on this. This is going to be a 2-to-1 shot. That race is a bad old race. Now Is the Hour in the national chase. I'd back that now. I think that's going to go off very, very, very short.
I actually like Transmission in that race. Patrick's going to be riding Transmission. Yeah. And I must say I agree with Andrew on the attempts to win some, lose some. Could be losing lots. Just before the naps and next best, enjoy the week, gamble responsibly. Thanks to everyone for watching, keeping track of podcasts and asking are we coming back and so on and so forth. And we had about 800 viewers there at one stage watching us live. It means a lot. Like Andrew's doing a lot with racing now, and Sean has Twitter there, and myself and Tom are doing other stuff. But we wouldn't be into the racing or getting where we have got to without the viewers watching the podcast. And we enjoy the banter. I know some of the podcasts probably are a bit more professional, should we say, but we enjoy the banter. We like going through the comments and having a bit of a buzz. To a day of the races, Andrew, I'm sure, will have selections up. Sean have selections up. Tom isn't the biggest social media guru, so if you want to get his selections, come back here. And I usually just use Instagram. But yes, thanks to everyone for watching. I think that's the most we've ever had on a live show. So appreciate it. Andrew,
That was cute.
Naps and next best.
Nap, East India Dock, Triumph.
And next best?
Next best, I want to go for a price. I'll come back to me.
My nap is the same as Andrew's, East India Dock, and my next best is Fact to Foil. Sean?
Yeah, I'll give you 3 strong, Dave, because I don't know how to split them. Lassie Mount to the short ones. I think she'll piss up in the mare's hurdle. Woodhill, you can still, I'm looking here, you can back her 5 places each way on bet 3, 6, 5, 7-1. She won't be out of 5, lads. Woodhill each way. And then Angel's Dawn, the Hunter's Chase. I really like her chances.
And Tom?
My nap is Nürburgring. I just think he's laid out. I'm just praying he wins. And then my 2 kind of next bests are Now Is the Hour and Angel's Dawn. I just think both of those will win as well. My lays, if we were going to do them, are Dino Blue and Maureen in the Mare's Novice.
You went there.
And Andrew?
He went there. All right. East India Dock. I'll do it like this. East India Dock and Jesus Christ, got out of my head now already. Dino Blue, 2 best bets Friday. Vanillier in the cross country. I think he has a massive chance of winning that. I think they're all looking at the Ron Cromwell horse. He's had to been absolutely smashed by the handicapper. It's Stumptown. Win some, lose some. Can't see him being out of places in the per temps. I had one more. I can't remember. Jesus Christ, my head is mad. Do so much.
That's okay. Yep. You have 10 seconds.
I don't know. I'll have it on Paddy Power.
Bob Olinger.
No.
That is the sentimental bet will be Bob Oliver.
Enjoy the week. If you're drinking, drink responsibly. If you're gambling, gamble responsibly. Do not remortgage your house on horses, like I seen on Twitter yesterday. That is terrible fucking
bad gambling.
advice.
That's bad
It's bad gambling. Enjoy it. If you're with Con Hill and you're with the English, may the best horse win,
That was polite.
man or lady. If you're with the Irish, then you're with the Irish. We don't really care about the Presbytery Cup. We just want to have a few drinks and get a few winners. And we don't, though. On that note,
I don't
Not
know.
even a thing anymore.
the English care about it. We don't. We win it every year, anyways. It's all I want. Enjoy it. Have a great week. Back some winners. Good night.
It's long before.